Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 63 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have my two lovely co-hosts. We're going to start with Mr. Gene Park this time. Gene, how are you?
Good. Just a little stressed out this week. Just getting ready for trips. I think I said this last week, but I'm like Micah and Colin in that if there's a trip coming up, like it's all my mind thinks about until it's over. And I got a couple of trips lined up for the end of the month. So it's going to be really, really busy. Including maybe seeing Colin and Micah. But now I'm not so sure anymore because the schedule just got so jammed up. So, but we'll see. I still want to make it happen because it will be fun to actually do like an in-person, like in-house podcast with Colin and Micah, you know. I could record Punching Up like with Micah, like on the same camera.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Or maybe I can do it from Colin's camera, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, you could just use his setup.
Yeah, and I'll just like look more evil, just like
do the stand angle like he does too.
Yeah. Just look like an asshole the whole time.
Look like an asshole. That's awesome.
I tried to get him to get like the standing desk converter like I had at my old job. And he's like, no, this is fine. And I'm like, well, all right, man. If you want to look like a psychopath, sure.
Yeah, I had a standing desk in Hawaii actually. I was like I was like way ahead of the standing desk trend because I was doing it like back in like 2007, baby. You know, and one of our news editors in Honolulu had a whole he does wood shopping work, so he like built like standing desks for us actually.
Cool.
Like this was before like you can just like buy fucking converting standing desks or whatever like that. Like this motherfucker was just like in his garage just like building shit for us. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
And there's a bunch of old people, you know, so it definitely helped a bunch of us. So I wasn't that old back then. I was still in my mid-20s. So
yeah. Now look at us. We're all old as shit.
Yeah, now I actually need it. And like this fucking stupid ass styrofoam chair, like I hate it now. Like you
need a really nice comfy chair.
It hurts my back so much. This stupid chair. I got it while I had cancer, and I was like, yeah, well, you know, I can't be any more comfortable because I already have fucking cancer.
Yeah.
Now that I'm fine, I'm just like, God damn it, this chair sucks.
Need a nice chair.
It wasn't just the cancer. The chair itself was actually very uncomfortable.
I think the chair. I think it might have been the chair that was making me mad the whole time.
Yeah. I'm going on a trip also Thursday or Friday. I'm going to Nashville to visit my brother for a couple of days. Right, yeah. I'll be back, but I'm going to be coming in hot, land at like 3 p.m. back here on Monday. Then I got to drive home immediately and film Some and Sign. So I'm going to be tired as hell. Wow. It's going to be a fun episode though. Yeah. Probably. In fact, you know, it will be good because I'll be probably loopy. So it'll be a good time. Also, Mrs. Micah Moriarty. Micah, hello.
Hello.
You were telling me about your dilemma about where to shop now.
Oh my God, seriously. So if you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned like our local BJ's smells so bad that I'm considering switching to Costco, which is further away. But I don't know if I can do it anymore. I was telling Brad, it's gotten to a point where I forgot an item. Like I was going through my shopping list. I realized, I didn't grab aluminum foil, and it was like 3 aisles back. And I just was like, I'm not going back for it. It stinks in here. Like I try to just get in and out of there in 15 to 20 minutes, you know, it's horrid. You walk in and it smells like garbage. It's a garbage smell. Now,
it smells like Smash players.
Yeah, it smells like I'm at an anime convention. That's the thing is, it's distinctly garbage and not like sewage or like anything. Like it's distinctly garbage, right? And a listener who works for BJ's said that each store has a trash compactor, but he's like, but the smell is usually localized to the back of the store, and it's usually only in hot months. And I was like, it's the entire store, which makes me think maybe like the vents. This building was built in, I think, 2022. I wonder if the vents were done wrong and like they're just shuttling the garbage compactor air all through the store. Like,
yeah,
it really does. Just the whole store smells like garbage. I don't know how people work in there. I don't know how you spend 8 hours in there.
Yeah, how are people not complaining constantly to them?
That's the thing. And I was like, I checked the Google reviews. Nobody mentioned the smell at all. And when I went back through my old tweets, because I was like, when did this start? And it was a full year ago that I noticed it smelled bad in there. So I'm heavily considering switching to Costco. It's further, though, and a little more expensive. Like, BJ's lets you use manufacturer coupons plus their own coupons. So, like, you really can save a lot there. But I don't know. I'm getting a little fed up with the stench. It's just becoming a problem.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's unacceptable. Don't let your store stink.
Well, I am just like, it sounds crazy when I actually wrote it out, and it's like, would you buy food at a place that stinks? And it's like, no.
Yeah, of course not.
But yeah, I've been just kind of putting up with it because, like, well, everyone else is in here. The store's busy. You know, it's nobody else seems to mind. I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Costco.
Yeah, check it out.
See if they stink.
Get a little tour. The ones by me don't stink, but they're pandemonium. So
that's the thing too. I've seen people say like, "Oh, just the line to get out of Costco, like with your receipt, it's a nightmare." And I'm like, well, pros and cons. Like BJ's, there'll be a line of like 3 people to check receipts, not a line of like 20. You know, I'm not trying to have this be a whole day thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't go there, Micah.
I know,
Deal
Brad.
breaker.
I know. But I'm also loyal to them. It's a Massachusetts company. When you get like the circular and it says like Marlboro, Mass, all right, it's like, yeah, man, this is the hometown stinky store.
Tell them to clean their ass up.
There's something wrong in there. There's something deeply wrong in there. I also I Googled this and I saw that there's a BJ's in Ithaca, New York that had stray cats pooping in it. So at least we don't have that.
That you know of.
I have not seen any cats. Because the thing is, the residents knew. They're like, yeah, I've seen cats at that BJ's. And then if you look behind like the pallets of food and stuff, there's like cat poop everywhere. But
maybe this is just like mummified corpses or something in the vents for yours.
Well, that's what I said, is like, it smells like BJ himself died in there. Is what the original tweet said. I just can't believe it's been a full year. I really kept telling myself it's only been a couple months, you know, and then it's like, no, I've been dealing with this for a while.
Yeah, unfortunate.
We got to email corporate. Brad, I need you to get on that.
Me? Yeah. I've never even seen a BJ's in my life for that store.
I'm too non-confrontational.
Just make Colin do it. All right. This is from Sweet Baby Ray. Wow. Sweet Baby Ray himself. Hey, Puncher-Uppers. As of last week, Punching Ups has become my favorite LSM podcast. The chemistry between you 3 is great. I literally lulled 3 times during the podcast last week. It's the most I have ever laughed during an LSM podcast. Gene was particularly hilarious. Love you guys and your great content. P.S. Mike, as I type, I'm going out to grill some ribeyes for my wife on my propane grill. Taste the meat, not the heat.
Thanks for the kind words. But...
Yeah, very nice words, Sweet Baby Ray. I like your barbecue sauce.
Big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
Micah, you were saying about if Colin dies, you would just take over the company, and what would you do?
Oh, it'd be like a barbecue podcast company now. Absolutely. Yep. Like, I think Brad, you know what we'd probably do is keep Sum and Sign, right? To have some gaming content. And then otherwise it's going to be Maddie likes to grill.
One video game podcast.
One video game. Everything else is gone.
Because like Maddie likes to grill. Dustin likes to grill. All right. Like,
who doesn't like to grill? Everyone likes to grill.
You know, so like we could have enough to work with. And like, seriously, like this past week, I've been obsessed with a new concept. This is revolutionary. I learned that you can smoke ribs in under 3 hours, okay? Because I found this guy he's just doing a hot and fast method. And the thing is, people are like, you can't cook ribs like that. You can't do that. He literally just won a championship with his ribs cooked hot and fast. So like, it's not just that, oh, they're fine, they're passable. These are championship winning ribs cooked at 300 degrees. This is huge.
Yeah, new tech.
No, I mean, seriously, this is revolutionary. It's going to take, like, if Low and Slow is like, oh, that's what you need to win championships, and here this guy is cooking his ribs. He put them on the pit. They were at 350. Now, he tamped it down. He didn't mean for it to go that high, but he won the whole fucking kit and caboodle with these ribs.
Yeah.
So, because the biggest thing is that I love ribs. Colin likes ribs, but spending 6 hours making something that your spouse just likes isn't great, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, if it took half the time, then it's a little bit better. So, I've been obsessed with it. I've been watching videos all week. I got plans this weekend. If the weather's nice, I'm gonna get some ribs.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try this out.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna do a nice dry rub rib. Colin doesn't love saucy food, so we're gonna go for
really?
a nice.
Okay.
You know, like within limits. And I'm like, I like a dry rub rib. I'm a big fan. So I keep telling him, I was like, you don't think ribs can be elegant? I'm gonna show you ribs can be elegant. And we're gonna see how that goes. Because it's like they don't have to be messy and saucy.
Right? No.
You know?
Yeah. But I want them that way.
I mean, I like a nice sauced up rib, but he doesn't
Yeah.
think they can be elegant. I'm going to show him.
Yeah, show him what's up. NM wrote in, "Hi Z Fighters. Let's talk about fusions. Bullshit plot twist or cool concept. Is there any material difference between Vegito and Gogeta? Why do they all get the same dumb vest when they do the fusion dance? P.S. Please put some respect on the best bald character in the show, Tien. Dude body's second form cell for like 3 hours with his tri-beam. Thanks for being the best podcast on the network. I'll hang up and charge my spirit bomb." So people, we're getting lots of Dragon Ball write-ins because we had that one Dragon Ball crash out from all of us talking about it. People want to know. Yeah.
I mean, all I have to say about fusions is I made sure to take all of my DBZ figures when my ex and I broke up, but I'm pretty sure I left the Gogeta figure, Vegito. I don't even remember which one. I don't know. I left that one behind because I didn't really want it. I'm not a big fan of the fusions.
Okay.
Not a huge fan. Tien, though? Tien and Chaozu, the best. Oh my God. Love them so much.
Chaozu,
they're great.
Man, Chaozu is so weird.
Oh my God, he's so cute though, and then he he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he's something, all right. Yeah, they're all right. Tien's okay. He's in Super and stuff. He fights.
Tien's okay. Tien's fantastic.
Tien's okay.
I can't.
Now, if you say Yajirobe, I'm like, all right, now we're talking.
Well, that's Yajirobe's epic. All right,
but Korin, now we're talking. All right.
All right.
Tien, I don't know. All right, this is from Professor Tony. Hello, mustache writers. The talk of DBZ character names inspired me to write in. Bulma's name is a Japanese pun for bloomers underwear, which is why her last name is Briefs, as her entire family trunks male underwear, bola, or more accurately, bra, etc. With that being said, there's a girl in my kid's fourth grade class named Bulma. There's also a kid in the school named Atreyu and one named Ollivander, both in first grade. I'll let you guess what nerdy shit those names come from. I know Atreyu's Neverending Story, but I don't know the other one.
I'm Googling this. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Bonus, I run a martial arts school, and one of my students is named Eris. Yes, from the original FF7 translation, I asked the parents, Professor Tony.
Okay, Ollivander's from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
I've literally never heard of that.
I don't know who that is.
No.
My goddaughter's name is Eris, original with an S too.
Oh, look at that. Was that because of Final Fantasy VII also?
It's absolutely because of Final Fantasy VII. That's
it's that kind of game, baby.
You know, she's so old now. Jesus Christ. I think we're getting old. I think she's in college now. So crazy.
Yeah, we're old as fuck, but it's all right. It's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about some news. First thing we got right here. Thought of Micah with this. Trails in the Sky, first chapter, got a release date. In the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu, it was announced that Trails in the Sky first chapter will launch on Switch on September 19th, 2025. So this is the remake of Trails in the Sky that was on PSP and Steam. Now it's getting a full remake. The Trails series that people like Maddie love. A lot of people in our audience love it. Maybe a little too much. But I'm excited for this. I'll be playing it. This is the perfect opportunity for me to hop in. Mike, I assume you're going to play this as well, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Brad, that I've never played these games. I own one of them for Vita, but it ended up getting like the quality of life enhancements later on like the PS4 edition where like you could run and you could like do the battles seriously, like they sped up the movement, so because it makes the game dramatically faster just being able to sprint. And Colin played that version and I was like, well, this makes the Vita version look stinky, so I was not going to go back and play that. It's cool to own, but I really don't want to go back to that. So yeah, this will be a great place to jump in. It is a beloved franchise for a lot of people. I just have zero knowledge about it.
Same. But like soon as Maddie told, I was going to play it a while ago, but Maddie was like, hey, I think they're going to remake it. So I was like, he's like, just wait. I was like, okay, I'll wait. So now it's finally happening. I'm very excited to play it. I better like it or I'm coming for all of you listeners. All right. Gene, are you going to pick this up?
No, I'm not a Trails fan. So
have you played Trails or just not?
No, not really. Not
just
really.
I
tried one Trails game. I don't even remember what it's called. So it's like I tried it for a second and I just didn't have time. So
hey, fair enough.
Hey, that's I totally get the JRPG discourse. Like I think people are being so annoying about Expedition 33.
Oh yeah.
Right, but. Like, I totally get that some of these JRPGs are just such a huge time sink. Like, that's one thing I definitely understand. It's like, dude, like, like I keep pushing people to play Xenoblade Chronicles, but it's like I'm asking people to play 300 hours, like, for the trilogy, like at maybe the most, but like, they're at least like 60 to 80 hours, and it's a huge time commitment. So,
yeah.
With Trails, I'm like, man, this is going to be a huge time commitment to it. I just haven't had the time, So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky when you're someone who wants to play like the whole series, Like I'm a little more open to just saying, I'll try this out, and if I don't love it, it's cool. Whereas like Colin like does not want to commit to Yakuza 0 because he's like, well, if I don't like it, there's 6 more games. I'm like, so don't play them. But he wants to have played them all. He's planning. He's talking about, oh, I have time now before GTA 6 to go back and play the old ones. I'm like, it's Grand Theft Auto. They don't matter.
It's Grand Theft Auto,
they don't fucking matter. What do you mean you're gonna go back and play through them? It's not a linear series. Like, fuck them. This is madness. This is absolute madness. To be like, yeah, you know what? I gotta get up to speed on Grand Theft Auto. I love him to death, but I'm like, this is crazy. You're gonna get up to speed on this. It's Grand Theft Auto. Just fucking play it.
Just play it, dude.
You're just allowed
play it,
to
man.
Just play it.
You'll have a good time.
So, but I'm with you, Gene, of like Xenoblade Chronicles is the problem in quotes is that the first one, no. The first one is my favorite for story. However, I do think the subsequent games are better. And so it's hard to recommend it to people and sort of say like the story in the first one's the best. The gameplay in the second one's kind of better. I haven't gotten to the third one yet. X is a whole different animal. And by the time you're done explaining it to them, they're like so overwhelmed, they're just not going to play it.
Yeah.
I do think it's a series worth seeing, but it's a huge commitment. It's why I'm only playing one per year, basically.
Yeah. I run into this scenario all the time with people in Kingdom Hearts. They're like, where do I start? And I'm like,
start with Kingdom Hearts 1,
start with 1. You always do. But I'm like, just remember, it's from like 2002. It's an older game. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, can I just hop in and play 3? I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. That's my problem. That's my problem is that everyone always keeps, like, I want to play 2,
Yeah.
Like,
you got to play
all
1
I hear
first.
And all I see from
memories.
2 is that this is a sick game. This is exactly the kind of game that I wanted from Square, and they just made it like years and years ago,
Yeah.
But I don't want to play 2 without playing 1. I want to get attached to.
You need the full context for these games.
Full context.
I recommend everything. You don't skip anything. You can't.
No,
you can't.
Brad, that can't be possibly true.
It is possible, Micah. You have no idea. Well, you could skip Recoded. I'd say, hey, you can watch a YouTube video of that. Actually, they made in the collections. They actually just made some games of movies now, so you don't have to play them. You can just get the story. So.
So I don't have to play Dream Drop Distance?
No, you do need to play Dream Drop Distance.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You do. That leads right up into 3. So yeah, you have to.
It's like Kingdom Hearts 1.2.
1.5. 1.5. That's the collection.
It's absurd, Brad.
So you do 1. You got to do 1. Then you got to do Chain of Memories. You can do the remake of it. That was the PS2 version. That's on the collection. Or you can do the Game Boy Advance version if you want to be a hipster like Micah or something like that.
No.
I'm just kidding. Then you got to do 2. Okay. Then you can do either you can do 358 over 2 days and recoded. You got to do Birth by Sleep, though, as well.
There's this many? Are you trolling me right now?
I'm not done yet.
No, there's a ton. Yeah.
I'm not done yet. Then you got to do Birth by Sleep. Then you got to do Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Then you got to do 2.8 Fragmentary Passage. Then you can do 3, I think, off the top of my head. So, yeah, you got a lot of work to do. And there's another movie you could watch before 3 as well.
Listen up, Sandfall, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 and a third.
Dude, I have thoughts about that stuff in that game. And I'm like,
I can't wait to get to what we're playing. People are so mad about your opinions too. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, what is Brad not liking it?
No, I do like it a lot.
I like it a lot. He's not lazy like everyone else.
I'm just like,
get mad because people get mad because Brad isn't saying this is the greatest JRPG of
it's
all
not,
time.
But it's great. Yeah. It's amazing. But I'm just because I'm not saying it's the greatest game of all time, people are upset, I guess. So fuck them. I don't know what to tell you.
It's no Kingdom Hearts.
No, it's not.
It's not. No. Yeah.
If I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts, could I just go to Disneyland for a day? Will that get me caught up on the lore?
No.
Could I just spend a day in Disney World? Oh.
Sadly, no. They don't do a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff in Disneyland.
Like, dude, why don't they have the sea salt ice cream at Disney World? All right?
I don't know.
Like, why? This is absurd.
Micah, I went to a preview event for Kingdom Hearts 3 years ago, and they had sea salt ice cream, and I had so many. I was like, this is it, dude. I'm fucking going in right now.
Literally a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, when is this opportunity going to come up again to get actual sea salt ice cream, Kingdom Hearts branding?
God, that was me at the Fallout event when they had Fallout
like Nuka-Cola or some shit.
Nuka-Cola and like Nuka mac and cheese and everything like that. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Gotta indulge.
There's such a fine line with video game food because different, but I don't know if you saw there's like a Borderlands cookbook. But I'm like, the Borderlands is a disgusting place. What are you talking about? Like, nothing in Borderlands has ever looked appetizing. Seriously, like nothing in Borderlands has ever looked appetizing. The Witcher cookbook is one thing. Geralt's going to like the tavern or whatever, but like Borderlands food, the post-apocalyptic food, like this is the wrong idea altogether. You have the games where you want to be like, wow, look at that, and then there's the Borderlands where you imagine what they smell like, and it ruins the whole thing.
Just throw some dirt on it. There you go. Borderlands version.
Roadkill, fucking skags.
Roadkill version. All right, guys, we had the Nintendo financial report recently, and I got some information about a lot of stuff here. I'm going to read this part from my Nintendo news right here. In the latest earnings release, Nintendo has revealed that the Nintendo Switch has sold 152.12 million units worldwide as of March 31st, 2025, with a total of 1.26 million Switch hardware and 31,043 million software sold during the 3 months ended March 31st, 2025. So Switch is doing pretty good. Just all right. Mm-hmm. I know, kind of a niche product still, but it's doing all right. We got first-party software sell-through for the fiscal year of 2025, so this is just the fiscal year. Super Mario Party Jamboree, which was new for this fiscal year, sold 7 million units. Not bad. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which of course has been around forever, sold 6.2 million. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which was new for this, sold 3.7 million. Not bad. Nintendo Switch Sports sold 3.2 million. That's sports name for Nintendo, just sells. Super Mario Brothers Wonder sold 2.9. Animal Crossing's New Horizons sold 2.5 million. Smash Brothers Ultimate 2.5 million. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, which was new for this, 1.9 million. Mario Luigi Brothership 1.6 million. Wow, that's pretty good. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which was new for this, 1.6, and Donkey Kong Country Returns sold 1 million, which was also new. So not bad. Anything on here that's kind of surprising to you, Micah, or anything you're happy about?
I mean, the surprise is Mario Kart 8. Just like, it's just one of those things like, oh my God, it just never stops. That game will just never stop climbing. It will never stop climbing. Just when you think, who doesn't own this game yet? Here come a million more people who are like, I don't own the game, and they'll buy it. And this isn't a bad thing, but it's still just like, oh my God, you really do think like it's gotta stop eventually. people gotta stop buying it eventually. I am happy to see Zelda Echoes of Wisdom because I fucking love that game. And so I'm glad, like 3.7 million. That seems good for a cute style game featuring Zelda and not Link. That seems like a pretty good show out from people.
Sure,
and I hope they loved it as much as I did.
Yeah, Gene, anything on here that catches your eye?
Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Pretty good sales numbers, I think. For such a small project. I mean, not a small project. I'm sure it was a ton of work and everything, but
no, but I know what you're saying. It's smaller scale than, like Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that. Yeah.
So not a bad show out for that project. And Mario Kart 8 selling that well again. Listen, I think the sales pitch for Mario Kart 8 just got even stronger with Mario Kart World, because Mario Kart 8 is the last classic Mario Kart. It's the last one that is an open world. If you just want to just do races and do Grand Prix without any of the open world nonsense, which I think you can still do in World, but if you just want a real true simple Mario Kart experience, there's no better place than Mario Kart 8 right now. Look, if I didn't have it right now and I was into Mario Kart and I saw Mario Kart World, I was like, dude, I'm kind of in the mood for Mario Kart now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you just buy it.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're buying a Switch, the vast majority of people are just going to buy Mario Kart. It's like the easiest game to recommend to anybody. Kids, grown-ups, anyone. Everyone likes Mario Kart. It's just good fun. Except Mike.
Frat sorority sisters, frat people, anybody.
Yeah, everyone can have a good time with Mario Kart.
Well, and it's a really good point, Gene, about the style of the game. Because, for example, when they changed over Mario Party and had everyone in the car together instead of you moving independently on the board.
God, yeah, I hated that.
I hated it too. And the result was to go back to the previous entries. And how many people felt the same and said, I'll go back and buy a different one to try out. So if you're not feeling the Mario Kart World style, then you might say, all right, well, I'll get this one. And it'll still look great on Switch too, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't want this one, I'm not saying that me, but if you're not jazzed about the style, same as I wasn't with the Mario Party update, it did send myself and several other people back to the old ones.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Donkey Kong Country Returns. That came out relatively recent, so I'm happy to see it already sold 1 million. I guess nothing else really came out for a while until this game, but anytime I get a chance to praise the Kong, I take it. So good
also
job.
Also known Xenoblade X. I know it's 11 days. It's 11 days of sales, right? So I guess I'm not surprised that Xenoblade X didn't sell 1 million copies in 11 days. But
let me read this from the Juan One. Hello, Punching Up crew. Sorry, Gene. The gaming community has failed you.
I know.
Xenoblade Chronicles X did not show up in the Nintendo financial reports, meaning it did not hit 1 million copies sold. Do you think releasing so late in the Switch's life and right before the Switch 2 Direct hurt its sales? Do you think it would have been smarter to hold the release for that 60 frames patch? After putting over 100 hours into this great game, it did not deserve this fate. Again, keep on being the best podcast in LSM.
Yeah, it does feel like it didn't really benefit from like a late console cycle the way like The Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima did.
Sure.
Especially Ghost of Tsushima. Did for the PS4, closing out that. And Xenoblade X is a swan song, but it is absolutely a niche title. It is a niche among the Xenoblade community, you know, because like Micah said, and as Micah has discovered, Micah is a Xenoblade fan, but she loves the characters and the worlds and the storytelling. Like the storytelling in Xenoblade games are next level.
Yes.
The storytelling in Xenoblade X, not so next level at all. It's very, very basic, very like, the lips flapping, people standing around, stick figures and everything like that. And the story is very simple. So yeah, it's rough. I do think that it might have been smarter to just hold it for the Switch 2 release and make it a Switch 2 launch title and a Switch 1 title too. Just make it both, right? And really position because Monolith Soft has been the GOATs, the MVP of the Nintendo Switch era, right?
Yeah.
They made all the Xenoblade games. They were there for Xenoblade 2 at the launch. That's why Xenoblade 2 sold so well, is because it was like a major JRPG on a Nintendo Switch. Like, of course, if you're into JRPGs, you buy that shit, right? So Xenoblade X would have filled like a nice gap in the Switch 2 lineup in having like a really big meaty RPG besides Cyberpunk, like a JRPG,
Yeah.
And really just give Monolith Soft like a little bit of shine, give it 60 FPS, 4K. That the game's not very complicated, so the game would absolutely hit 4K 60 FPS with the Switch 2's hardware, at least 1440p and 60 FPS, right? It would look beautiful. It would have been people would buy it at launch, because there's a lot of games for the Switch 2. To be fair, it's like at least 40 games and a 70 but for the first year, which is quite a bit, So yeah, I do think in retrospect probably would have been good. You could just hold off for 2 months.
Yeah, maybe they just felt like they needed something to come out, because it seemed kind of barren for first party stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Donkey Kong, which was another remaster. So we've had 2 remasters from them. That's about it. Because they are in Switch 2 mode. So maybe they're just like, we just need something here. But I was at least hoping that it would get a patch confirmed or something like that. I mean, it might. We just haven't seen anything yet saying that. So hopefully that'll be something down the line. It'll get a Switch 2 version or
hopefully they have a big old Monolith Soft announcement saying, hey, all the Xenoblade trilogy.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Or the quadrology is all 60 FPS, and hopefully, I'm fingers crossed that they're working on that right now, so they can make a nice big announcement for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I still need to play 3, so
and pair that with hopefully if Square announces Kingdom Hearts the trilogy for the Switch 2,
I hope so.
Man, the Switch 2 JRPG fans will be eating.
Yeah, then Micah will play it. We'll get her.
I will play it too. I'll play it on the Switch too.
Yeah, I know.
Which feels bad because I have it on the Steam Deck, but it's like I kind of want to play it on like a Nintendo console instead, And I wish like PlayStation had it on a portable, and I'll probably play the PlayStation version, but
just not yet from them. A couple years maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I still have my save going for KH1 on the PS5.
Dude, just start a new save if you play again, dude. You got to start it. You've had that save for so long.
No, just continue the old one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to continue the old one. No, Brad.
No, you need a refresh, Gene.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to figure out how to build that fucking plane again. That's it.
The gummy ship.
Gummy ship.
Yeah,
you can just use a default made one. You don't have to build one from scratch.
I don't get the gummy ship thing at all. Okay. So that's the only thing that like basically like stops my brain. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at? It's Starfield again.
Yeah, the gummy ship's weird, but
yeah.
It is what it is. It gets better in the later games, but still.
But anyways, yeah, Xenoblade X should have been a Switch 2 launch channel, I think. It would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been nice, and it would have given a nice big pop, and that just didn't happen here, I tried as I might. I really tried to sell copies here, and
I'm sure you did. Yeah,
I'm sure I did.
It. Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely interesting to play this next to Expedition 33 too, which is like so focused on storytelling, and it also has like a very freeform focus on building powerful builds, basically breaking the game, which is fun. Yeah,
it is fun. All right, so we got an update on the first party software sell-throughs for fiscal. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me scroll down. This is the last thing I just read. We got the 10 best-selling first-party Switch titles, also updated for the period ended March 31st, 2025, have been revealed. So this is top-selling of all-time first-party. No surprise here. Number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 68.20 million copies. Wow. Just crushing it. This Mario Kart World is going to be huge. Humongous game. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 47.82 million copies. Smash Bros. Ultimate, 36.24 million. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 32.81 million. Gene, this makes me happy to see a Zelda game sell so well from where that game was, or that series was, like Skyward Sword, I think did not sell very well. So this was the momentum the series needed become, for Nintendo to take it extremely seriously, I guess, again. But I love to see it. Super Mario Odyssey, 29.28 million. Very nice. Great game.
Zelda outselling Mario.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that?
That's crazy. Yeah,
that is
wild.
Crazy. In the same year. They're both launch year games.
Animal Crossing outselling Zelda and Mario is also
Crossing,
crazy.
Dude, just a juggernaut. Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah. I know that's old news, but like it's still wild to see, you know?
Yeah, it is still crazy.
Yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, 26.79 million copies.
Hell yeah, the better
game. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26.72 million. Ugh. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, 21.73 million. I'm happy with that. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah. That's
great.
Yeah. Like that is Final Fantasy Square Enix met our expectations.
That's
numbers.
What they want.
If Final Fantasy sold that numbers, then Square Enix will be fucking happy as hell. You know.
Yeah, they'll only be happy if they're 20 million.
Yeah, that's the issue. But it's like, and then Tears of the Kingdom like costs way less than
like Final 16, right?
You know,
yeah,
or Rebirth. You know, like Tears of the Kingdom barely had voice actors. You know,
yeah,
they got Matt Mercer saying like 15 lines. You know, like he was like $5,000, Matt. You know,
yeah,
versus like 16 is just like thousands and thousands of lines. You know?
Yeah, so much dense with with lines. Super Mario Party, 21.16 million, and Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, 18.25 million.
People love that U Deluxe.
Yeah, I think it's just like that classic Mario appeal. The side-scrolling Mario, they love it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Wonder has sold. I didn't see it on this, but because it is that. But Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe is killing it right now. All right. Oh, I guess, Mike, any thoughts on here? Anything you're happy to see do well?
Oh, I mean, I'm with Gene I'm always surprised how well Animal Crossing does, because while I know that it's a very popular, cozy game, of course, it still always warms my heart to see how many men do play it and how many men do love the series, because it is just a relaxing, cozy, nice place to hang out. Those games often are relegated to being like girlfriend games, but I am continually pleased to see, especially like in our community, people who love Animal Crossing, because it is just aside from how Gene and I feel about it because of the pandemic, it's generally speaking a low stress, just easy to play game. And I'm just happy to see people enjoy it and try it out. Not that it's like an unknown, but seeing people who have tried it for the first time on Switch and it's like, oh, hell yeah, dog, this is just easy and fun and light. I love that for the community here.
Yeah, pretty stress-free, easy to pick up and play. Yeah, I see the appeal. Little animals, building your house. People love that kind of shit. So yeah, I mean, look at Stardew Valley. Game sold a crazy amount of copies.
You can troll them. I saw a really funny tweet because sometimes your villagers will be like, I need a new catchphrase. And so like one guy made their catchphrase wet fart. So at the end of every like conversation, they'd be like, wet fart. And like, that shit's funny, man. So you get to mess with the animals a little bit. That never really gets old. They don't let you bully them as much as you used to. You used to be able to like bury pitfalls outside their house, and so they'd step outside the house with fall in it.
Yeah.
You can't really do that type of stuff anymore, but it's still fun. You can still grief on them a little bit.
Let us grief the animals. It's fun. Okay. Oh, Gene, anything on here? I guess we talked about Zelda, how happy we're to see it to do well, but anything else stands out for you?
Not really. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. We're going to move on over to Palworld case update. So with the ongoing lawsuit between Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, and Palworld developer Pocket Pair for infringement of multiple patent rights, Palworld is bringing out a new patch in response. So they posted this on X or Twitter, and they wrote, quote, this is just some of it, I believe, but I posted the whole thing if you guys want to see it. On November 30th, 2024, we released patch version 0.3.11 for Palworld. This patch removed the ability to summon pals by throwing pal spheres and instead changed it to a static summon next to the player. Several other game mechanics were also changed with this patch. As many have speculated, these changes were indeed a result of the ongoing litigation. Everyone here at Pocket Pair was disappointed that this adjustment had to be made, and we fully understand that many players feel the same frustration. Unfortunately, as the alternative would have led to an even greater deterioration of the gameplay experience for players, it was determined that this change was necessary. Furthermore, we regret to inform our players that with the implementation of patch version 0.5.5, we must make yet another compromise. From this patch onward, gliding will be performed using a glider rather than with PALs. PALs in the player's team will still provide passive buffs to gliding, but players will now need to have a glider in their inventory in order to glide. We understand that this will be disappointing for many, just as it is for us, but we hope our fans understand that these changes are necessary in order to prevent further disruptions to the development of Palworld. Nintendo is laying down the hammer on these guys right now. Gene, you played Palworld when it came out.
I did.
How do you feel about some of these changes that are in here? I have no context. I haven't played it, but you did play it.
Yeah, I played it quite a bit, maybe a couple dozen hours actually. Had a good time with it. Yeah, to be fair, this is kind of a bummer, you know?
Yeah.
Part of the appeal of Palworld, and yeah, it is ripping off ideas from Pokemon, let's be real. But part of the appeal of it was that it was a different kind of Pokemon, you know?
Yeah.
It's not fun to patent ideas, you know? Even if it is just a ripoff or whatever, you know? I feel like throwing a ball to release monsters is not that. I mean, it's original, you know.
Yeah,
it can be. It's not such a fucking special idea that it needs to be like protected like this. You know. That's the thing. So I have no idea what Power looks like now. And it definitely feels like it kind of ruins like the tactile feel of it if you're not throwing the monsters out or your pals out to summon them or whatever, but at the same time I don't give a shit about the game anymore, so you know, so it's like whatever, you know. I'm glad I played it when it was still a Pokemon ripoff. Then so.
When it's peak Pokemon ripoff, that'd been
good. I mean, again, the most fun part of Palworld for me was the Animal Crossing aspect of it. You know, I really, really enjoyed, creating forts and like towns and like communities of Pal slaves to get them working like literally in the fields and the factories. Like it was so like disturbing, but really, really fun. And like once you see like the entire community, like once you see the whole thing like work like clockwork, like you really truly feel like a accomplished slave master, you know? Like they even give you a podium to like oversee the whole like outfit, you know, and you're just like, man, like I really put this whole thing together, you know. I got the right people, like, you know, I put them in the right places, and like it's a little bit like never mind the slave analogy, right? Do you guys watch the Founders, that Michael Keaton movie about the beginning of McDonald's?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so like Michael Keaton, like it's all about Michael Keaton like ripping off McDonald's, right? As Ray Kroc, right? Which is funny because this is a story about ripping ideas off, right? Mm-hmm. But he saw like he ripped off the idea because the McDonald's brothers, not Ronald, I'm forgetting their name already, right? But the McDonald's brothers came up with the whole system of like how to make burgers fast in like less than like a minute, you know? And they went to a basketball court. And they were drawing the outlines of like, here's the stove and here's the griller and here's where the patties are. And then they reconfigured like the whole kitchen setup so they can like make it seamless, make people move seamlessly throughout. So like that's why it'll just be like the quote unquote speedy system of making burgers, right? And it's a beautiful sequence when they finally figure it out, like the correct kitchen setup and the right staffing setup, you know. So that's how I felt about Palworld. I felt like I was like creating like this fast service slave operation.
Gene's like leaving the slave analogy, but it's like, but really the plantation is just the perfect analogy for the game.
It truly is, unfortunately, right? So I have no idea if the game even is like that anymore. Maybe they fucking took that out. Who knows, you know?
I mean, that's the original part that they had. Like that's the part they had that they could keep.
Yeah, that's the only part they can keep is the whole slave thing, which is fun, which is super fun, you know?
Yeah.
Give them food and everything like that, and you build them beds. It was super cool. Talking about it now kind of makes you want to go back and check out how they're doing and see.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe I will check out Palworld again. I've just been so busy playing other games right now, but you know, it was a fun time. But who knows what the game looks like now, especially after all this.
Yeah, I can I don't play Palworld, but I can understand the frustration from players and I guess just in general, where it seems like, I guess technically the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have the right to do this legally, but it feels like it's like, do you guys really need to do this kind of thing? It reminds me of like when Warner Brothers patented the Nemesis system, where it's just like, oh man, guys, come on, like we haven't got anything with it since Lord of the Rings. Just like, damn,
you're not
dude,
using it.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, guys, like I get it, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, ah. But I mean, it's just Nintendo. It's just what Nintendo and the Pokemon Company too. They've been like this forever, and we'll talk about that more later. And it's just the way they do things. So yeah, if you're gonna mess with a Nintendo, just be ready. I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's so. The funny part of this quote to me is where they said, the alternative would have led to a greater deterioration of gameplay. And it's like, oh, you mean not existing anymore?
Yeah.
Because yes, the alternative to not doing this is the game will not exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's just such a funny way to word it, because it's like, yeah, we all know exactly what'll happen if you don't implement these changes. So yeah, that would be the greatest deterioration of the gameplay if the game ceased to exist.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll talk about more about this lawsuit stuff development as it continues to go on, because it's probably gonna take a while.
The thing is, obviously, legal processes take forever. I completely forgot about Palworld, as did many people. And it's just one of those funny things of, like you said, Brad. Nintendo obviously has the right to do this because they are. But when it comes to like the Streisand effect of like, Palworld kind of was a flash in the pan, cool concept. A lot of people were like, oh, Pokemon with guns, neat. But they still moved on from it and went on to play other things. And for you to like say, did it have a tangible effect on Pokemon itself? Did people actually not play Pokemon because this existed instead? I doubt it. I doubt that the diehard Pokemon fans are actually swayed away from Pokemon and to Palworld. This instead attracted other people who weren't going to play Pokemon in the first place, probably. And it probably did get some Pokemon fans who just wanted more Pokemon style shit. But it always will be funny for Nintendo to be so litigious, and to the degree of, this game would have just came and went probably, and instead it's still getting so much attention because of their lawsuit.
Yeah, it's funny talking about Pokemon fans. It's like, if they haven't left yet, they ain't leaving.
No,
they ain't leaving, because Game Freak universally, everyone I talk to who's like a Pokemon fan is like, yeah, Game Freak really fucked up in the recent years, but Pokemon is still absolutely humongous, as we just saw in those numbers.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's what Gene has talked about with the like the technical issues with like Scarlet and Violet, but the apologists who are still just like, no, it's fine. And it's like, it doesn't run well. Like, you can still say, well, I'm still having fun, but it's like, there are the diehards that don't even want you to criticize the performance of the game. So they're in no danger. That's the other thing, looking at the sales numbers, if we go back, one segment here, the fact that Scarlet and Violet, 26.79 million, Sword and Shield, 26.72, so consistent.
Yeah.
So consistent with this audience buying the games. So it's like, I don't know, man, what are you so worried about? Look at these numbers. You basically got everyone who bought this one to buy this one, Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, Gene, here, this story's for you and me right here.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII Trilogy possibly coming to Switch 2. On the Nintendo YouTube channel, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director Naoki Hamaguchi spoke about Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Switch 2 and referred to the Final Fantasy VII Remake as a series on the Switch 2 rather than just the remake. Seems like we may be getting the entire trilogy of Switch 2 eventually. So yeah,
that's a confirmation. That's a confirmation that the whole trilogy is coming.
So I wouldn't be surprised, especially with Square's switch to more third-party development, as they've said recently.
Mm-hmm.
And
everybody tried to make Remake 1 work on the Switch, and it probably would have worked well, but they probably just didn't want to have like a significantly borked version of it,
Yeah, I mean,
which I would have loved.
Switch 2 is probably around PS4 base level, I'm going to say, so it can run Remake probably Rebirth might be a little crunchy on that. It was crunchy on PS5, so we'll see how it is on. Well, at least 60 FPS was. So we'll see how it runs on Switch 2, which I'm very curious about. But I love to see more people playing Final Fantasy VII. Love it very much because I love that series so much, and I loved Rebirth and Remake. It's just funny we haven't heard anything about Xbox yet. Still with Final Fantasy.
No, not at all.
Unless they're going to say something at like Summer Game Fest time around then, which is possible, but who knows? But yeah, I'm very happy to see this. I want more people to play, and I want it to sell more.
This is for the Japanese market.
Yeah, 100%, Gene.
Yeah, 100%. This is for the Japanese market. It's why Yoko Taro was so desperate to having Nier Automata on the Switch too.
Yeah.
They know that Japanese players will buy the JRPG on the Switch.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they love their handhelds there.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like a super multi-million seller, but it'll sell enough to
make some profit,
make money for that series that they, again, we talked about Final Fantasy wanting Zelda numbers, and the only way to do that is if you go on multi-platform. The only Final Fantasy 15, the only Final Fantasy that got Zelda numbers was 15, basically, right?
Yeah,
and 10 back in the day, right? But yeah,
Final Fantasy's back in the day sold like crazy good, but things have just changed. The landscape's changed.
Modern times, 15 is the only one that really sold well, and that's because it went multi-platform on day one.
Yeah. So I don't expect part 3 necessarily to be day and date, but I can't imagine it'll be far behind if that. Same with PC version. But yeah, we'll see about that.
It'd be nice if it was day and date, right? If they make it in line with that, because I have to imagine the Rebirth probably isn't that far behind because they pushed out the PC version pretty early, and not only the PC version, but again, if you play Rebirth on Steam Deck, it actually runs pretty well, and they've made even more improvements to it to make it run and look sharper too.
Cool.
So it really does feel like that the Steam Deck development was like practice for like making it work on the Switch 2 as well.
Sure.
Because again, the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck. So. At the very least, it'll probably be the best mobile version. I mean, unless you have like your Legion blah 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 Go that only like COG and like 2 other people have. So,
Micah, coming to Switch. Are you gonna actually try it now?
No, all I want is 16. I'm so fucking like I just want 16. Put it on Xbox. Put it on just please. God, like stop complaining about the sales numbers and then be like, well, we only sell on the PlayStation. It's like stop doing that.
Yeah, it's on PC now, which is good. Well, if you had that Steam Deck, me and Gene tried to get you to get it.
If I had that Steam Deck that's stinking up my house, just the same way BJ's is stinking up my life. I just, Brad, it's like I just want to play 16 on an Xbox like a normal person,
The most unnormal person playing Final Fantasy on an Xbox.
Well, that's the funny thing about 15, because it's like, bro, I was so excited to play 15 and it was dog shit. And then they're like, well, we're not putting 16 on there. And I'm like, I put in the time. Okay. I played that shit. And this is how you treat me?
That does suck. It really sucks for like the 80 RPG fans, JRPG fans of Xbox.
That's the thing though, dude. It's like I put in the work. I played that trash. I tried so hard to love these characters. I was like, Noctis is relatable. I tried so hard. Like Ignis was my favorite.
Angus? Yeah, I was like making you dinner and stuff like that. It was great.
Oh my God, yeah, I love. There's a GIF of him blasting through a wall on a jet ski, saying, "I've come up with a new recipe." I fucking love that GIF.
Yeah, that's good.
But I put in the time. Okay, I tried to watch the little movie because I was so lost. I didn't understand.
Kingsglaive.
And then they have the audacity to not let me play
Jesse
16.
Pinkman.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman. Yeah,
the Breaking Bad guy.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, he was the main character.
Yeah.
I've never seen Breaking Bad, so I didn't notice the voice, but I know that name. Oh my God. So this is all just a load of horse shit. And if they don't let me play 16 soon, we're going to have a problem, Square. Yeah. We're in a big problem.
They tried to Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 15 when it wasn't even out yet and had no fanfare. So very strange move there, Square. So don't do that, guys. You can only do that if people really like their game already. But it looks like they learned from that, hopefully. Okay. I thought of you with this one as well, Gene. Virtua Fighter R.E.V.O is coming to Switch 2. Originally only on PC or Steam, Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O is coming to multiple platforms, including Switch 2, and will support cross-platform play and rollback netcode. There will also be new content added to this version, according to Virtua Fighter project producer Seiji Aoki. That's how you say Aoki. We're going to include even more content to make this much more than a simple port, which we'll tell you about in future updates. Now, Gene, I know you have a soft spot in your heart for Virtua Fighter. What do you think of this?
Sure do. Unfortunately, no one is playing Virtua Fighter 5.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to find matches on PS5. Like, no one's really playing on PC. We need a new game.
They're making the new one's coming.
Yeah. The new game will hopefully, reignite the Virtua Fighter like excitement or whatever like that. But this definitely feels like, they're trying, hey, we did some work, so we're definitely, again, like we're trying a multi-platform approach. So we're trying to get more players and more people turned on to Virtua Fighter 5, but Virtua Fighter in general. And it's a fantastic update. If you're a Virtua Fighter fan, like this is a dream come true. There's so much like in the game to play, and I had such a good time with it. Like in the past few months, that I was like, maybe I should actually train for EVO. For Virtua Fighter.
Cool.
Because like it really like got my fighting game competitive sense again. Because I used to train in Virtua Fighter. I was really good at it. I was excellent. But then like once that muscle memory started to kick in, I was like, man, this game is so like going good. But most people don't like Tekken players who like won't play it. Because they're too busy dialing up combos and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like Virtua Fighter is like so fast, and it's like 3 to 5 punches will end like a match or whatever. It's like the Bushido blade of fighting games, basically. But yeah, it just feels like they're definitely just trying to expand the player base as much as they can and cover the grounds. And Sega is really supporting an RGG. This is an RGG update.
Yeah,
too,
RGG
right?
is a workhorse for that.
Yeah, so RGG is supporting the hell out of Switch 2. They got Yakuza 0 Director's Cut with like exclusive fucking cutscenes, which have pissed off the entire community.
Yeah. Buy it again, bitches. That's what they're saying.
It sucks for them because it's like, God damn it, like all this stuff is like unique to the Director's Cut, It's kind of like Devil May Cry 3 being a special edition, being unique to the Switch 1, like
oh right,
even the PC version doesn't have the style switching that the Switch 1 version does, So yeah, RIP to the Yakuza community that you probably have to buy a Switch 2 or watch it on YouTube. So that's a joke that's going around the Yakuza community. It's like how are you going to play Yakuza 0? Like Switch 2 or YouTube? Watch the cutscenes because it's just cutscenes, right? So it's like you don't really need to play it, and it's Yakuza 0 again, I kind of don't want to play that game again,
I'm good,
because as awesome as the story is, like it gets a little repetitive and long at the end, and I kind of don't want to go through that again, especially when you just have more modern games to play. But
I played through it. I've played through enough Yakuzas. I don't need to go back. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not. I'll probably buy Yakuza 0 on Switch 2, but I'm not sure if I'll play it again, at least for a while. Especially since I just beat the crunchy ass Kiwami version on Switch 1.
Yeah, that is really funny. I love that you did that.
And the gameplay is very similar to each other, right? Like Yakuza Kiwami 1 is based on 0. So, anyways, this is a whole Yakuza talk that I don't need to be talking about. Virtua Fighter 5, great. Switch 2, awesome.
Yeah. I looked at, so this was originally Steam exclusive. I looked at the player count. The all-time peak for this was 1,395.
Hell yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah.
It needs
even Hellblade
boost.
2 got more concurrent.
Honestly, I didn't even know this existed until they're like, hey, it's coming to everything else. I was like, oh.
On Steam, yeah. On Steam, it's.
I had no idea this existed.
Yeah, so I was playing it on my Steam Deck too.
Oh, this is where okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Gene is one of them.
I was one of the concurrents, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Okay. Fuck. My copy pasta didn't work for Dusty. All right. Let's see here. We got a physical game sale update in Japan. This is via Gamatsu, who I'm getting this from, and they got it from Famitsu, I believe. So Famitsu has published its estimated physical game software data for Japan for the 2 weeks spanning April 21st, 2025 to May 4th, 2025. And let's see here. The 100-line Last Defense Academy for Switch was the highest-selling new release of the past 2 weeks, moving 26,732 retail units. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 for PlayStation 5 followed at 9,825 retail copies sold. On the hardware side, the Switch family sold 56,058 units. The PlayStation 5 family sold 20,204 units, and the Xbox Series family sold 2,530 units. And the PlayStation 4 family sold 50 units. Get the full charts below. Okay, here we go. So this is software sales followed by lifetime sales. Number 1 for this time period was the 100-line Last Defense Academy, like we said. So the lifetime sales of that is 26,732. Then we had Super Mario Brothers Jamboree, which sold 15,014. Then we had Minecraft on Switch, which sold 12,775. Just killing it. Lifetime for that in Japan is 3,875,241. So not bad, Minecraft. Clay Obscure Expedition 33 was number 5, sold 9,825. Mario Kart World 8 Deluxe sold a 9,623. Lifetime sales there is over 6 million in Japan. Monster Hunter Wilds from Capcom sold 9,050. Total there is 800,000. Not bad. New we got right here. I've never heard of this. Love Live Nagatsuki High School Idol Club. This sold 8,000 units. Animal Crossing New Horizons sold 7,930, and Super Techno's World River City and Technos Arcade Classics, our System Works, sold 6,000, and we had Fatal Fury City of the Wolves that sold on PS5 6,000. I forgot that game came out as well. Have you been playing that, or have you played it at all?
I have it. I got a Steam code for it. I just haven't played it at all. I'm a huge Goro Margaret the Wolves fan. What kind of killed the vibe for this game was, one, I don't really like the art style. You know?
I don't really like it either.
Yeah, I'm just I don't like this 3D anime look that obviously Street Fighter 4 like inspired, and it looked great back in the day with Street Fighter 4, but it's like, pixel art is actually kind of more expensive, and and they just won't do it, and that's what I loved about Garo, is that Garo was like the perfect pixel fighter, like alongside Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, it was those two games that were the most hardcore 2D fighters. And then with City of the Wolves coming out, like it's just like, I don't know that, and also they put Ronaldo there, who is like
Ronaldo's some DJ in there as well.
Yeah, but he's on trial for rape or whatever. So it's
my god, I had no idea, dude.
So it's like, it's weird. Like, why would you? It's like putting Andrew Tate in your game. Like, why would you do that?
Maybe. Well, they are owned by the Saudi government, I believe, SNK.
The Saudi Arabia government, yes.
Maybe they're fans of the very
same government that literally assassinated my coworker. So it's like, it's like, I mean, like, he killed they killed Jamal Khashoggi. They sawed him into several pieces, and he was my coworker. It's fucked up. So it's like, all that stuff just makes me not want to play the game.
Sure, I get it. Yeah.
So it's like, damn, like this was my Dreamcast game, and it's like, ugh. So yeah. So I think that's why you don't see like anyone talk about it, because it's just like a gross feeling to talk about it now, Like, the graphics aside, like, that's like a personal thing for me, but like, the Ronaldo stuff is turning off a lot of like fighting game announcers. They don't want to talk about the game.
Oh, I had no idea about that. Okay.
Yeah,
because I remember people talked about King of Fighters and stuff like that for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like the ownership is like whatever, like all owners are scumbags, blah blah blah, right? The U.S. government kills people too, blah blah, So, but but with the Ronaldo thing, that it's like, oh, if you talk about the game, then you're kind of supporting like a rapist, So alleged rapist. I don't know.
Let's not throw.
I don't know if
blanket statements so far.
Yeah. I don't know if let me look it up right now. Actually, Ronaldo trial. denies women's appeal. Blah blah blah. Rape case. Oh my god.
Nintendo podcast, baby.
This is gonna
Welcome,
be
everybody.
the highest. What's the word count on how many times we've said rape?
Too many. We're getting kicked off YouTube for sure.
Yeah, not a lot of fucking Google is like the worst, right? Because it's like Google just
dude,
like
Google seriously sucks now. Like the tiniest tangent. I tried to just Google like highest recommended like grocery stores, and the AI result is ass for the and it's like you just scroll past it now. I don't even bother to read the AI summary anymore because it just half the time makes no sense. And I just scroll past it for the regular Google results.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna look at fucking Wikipedia, which is like actually like
at least someone gives a shit about it.
Yeah, nothing really updated. I guess. The women's rape lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice. Okay, so alleged then. So alleged rapist.
Yeah, you're alleged till you're convicted.
Exactly, of course. So, anyways.
Right.
What a tangent!
What a tangent!
Podcast. Yeah,
let's get back on track then. Let's start with what we are playing. I'll just go briefly first because video games. The only thing I've been playing is Expedition 33. I am at the end game.
How are you?
I can beat the game anytime. I can beat the game anytime. I'm just doing all the optional bosses right now. I'm like level 80 something. Close to 90, I believe.
You're strong.
Because I know if I beat it, I'll lose some momentum to keep going. So I was like, all right, let me just do a bunch of the optional stuff until I feel like beating the game, I guess. So I'm just kind of doing that right now. It's interesting how much of the side content is all just kind of at the end of the game. It reminds me of Chrono Trigger in that sense. Chrono Trigger doesn't have a lot of side quests, but a lot of it is just kind of near the end of the game, for what I remember. The game is great. I think the combat's super fun. I love the parry, the dodge stuff. I think that's such a cool twist. I'm really happy they added it. It makes it feel kind of stand out on its own. That's great. I'm curious about how the story will land for me. I'm not sure yet. I haven't beaten it, so I'll see. But I just need it to land for me. I don't know if it will or not, but I hope it does. But I think combat's super fun. I love flying on Eskil. Or Eski, he's awesome. He's great. SK, he's awesome. Yeah. There's some funny optional quests. Yeah.
Very cool, like airship-like character,
Yeah.
Like Flammy from Secret of Mana kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like the Mana guys. Yeah. I've talked about like some of the optional stuff. I think there's some funny things to do, like the volleyball stuff, the tower thing. But I just wish it controlled a little bit better for that kind of stuff. I think gets a little more frustrating than it should be from a control standpoint. I'm impressed how much side content there is, like optional areas to go to. I think that's really cool. Some of them it's just kind of a problem, I think, for the whole game for me, is like going through them is not necessarily very interesting all the time. Like, not from a visual standpoint. Visually, they do a lot of cool stuff, but I think the act of actually going through it, I just use a little more variety maybe, or something unique going on in there, like a new system. But overall, it's a very good game. Awesome game, definitely one of my favorites of the year. I'm having a ton of fun playing it, making my builds and all that stuff, trying experimenting. So I'm really digging it. But I don't hate the game like some people think I do, just because I'm not saying it's the best fucking game of all time.
He can't stand it. He fucking hates it.
Yeah, if it's not the best game of all time, I hate it. So that's just the way it is.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm getting on Twitter too. They're like, shut the fuck up. You've been like nitpicking at this game this whole time. And I was like, dude, I literally say in my review that like this game does some things better than Persona and Dragon Quest. I don't know how much more praise I can give the game.
I don't know, dude. People get super weird about some video games and extremely defensive for some reason. Like they fucking worked on it. It's like, calm down, guys.
What the fuck, dude? And there's a weird thing because I've been watching like a lot of streams of this game, and like it's so funny because everyone keeps accusing me of spoiling the game when I talk about Ben Starr is in the game and he is one of the main characters in the game, and they're like, oh my god, you spoiled it. And then you look at Twitch chat and like every single Twitch streamer is like dealing with like chat like spoiling the game.
Oh my god, yeah. I couldn't imagine.
Like, they're like, hey, well, watch out for this next scene, though. You want to make sure that you have all your regular clothes in it because you don't want to make everyone look goofy or don't talk during the next scene, and then like the streamers are like, can I just like fucking play the game? Like is this your stream now? And like like people are just like dropping spoilers in the chat and everything like that, and like I've seen streamers be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this game that is making chat so insane?" You know, so for some reason, this game is making people like go absolutely like ape shit, like crazy about like wanted to talk about it, whatever, you know. And like for me, like, and I say this favorably, but also you can interpret it unfavorably. I think this is the Last of Us of JRPGs.
What do you mean by that?
It's and in my interview that you can read last week on WashingtonPost.com, in my interview, Jennifer Svedbergen, the writer, they started out by saying we wanted to make a game where there are no bad guys. Nobody is right or wrong. Everyone is morally gray, right? And then we also wanted to make a game that was like a prestige drama. They wanted to make The Last of Us of JRPGs. Truly. You know, with the facial animations, with the serious acting, and with like nobody's actually a bad guy. Abby, is she a bad guy or not? Or is the bad guy of Expedition 33 a bad guy or not? Like that's, and like I'm saying that because I fucking love The Last of Us, you know. So it's like like for me the comparison is favorable, but I think people are like this discourse sounds as annoying as back in 2013. When guys like Colin were saying The Last of Us was the greatest video game of all time, basically. You know? And he still says that. And to be fair, he loves the game. You know? So like he totally lived up to that to his hyperbole back then. But like it was pretty annoying back in 2013 where everybody was saying like, oh, The Last of Us is like the greatest story ever. Like look at how many people are annoyed at Craig Mazin, the showrunner of The Last of Us right now at HBO, when he said in season 1 that The Last of Us is the greatest video game story ever told.
Yeah.
Right? What does that sound like to you guys? That sounds like Expedition 33 fans, doesn't it?
Sounds like Nier fans to me as well.
Sounds like Nier fans too. And that's me. That's me.
I love Nier fans. I'm a Nier fan as well, but it's like, there's people like this in every fandom though, I suppose. Like even in fandoms like I love, like Final Fantasy VII fandom, people are just fucking weird. And that's Souls fan, people are weird in everything. People are just weird in everything, I guess.
Insane in the Final Fantasy VII fandom. Like Expedition 33 is like doing a speed run of the fandom right now. Yeah. But like, you know, at least there's no like shipping like race wars that are going on in Expedition 33 that FF7 has or whatever like that. Like people are just like trying to like nuke each other over like, you like Aerith? Oh my god. You like Tifa? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so exhausting.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like Expedition 33 is a JRPG. People go insane for JRPGs, you know, and it's living up to that standard too. So shout out to
it's an awesome game.
Doing that. Awesome game, yeah. You should like our boy Dustin says, it is glaze worthy, you know.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with glazing it. Yeah. Just calm down. Just calm down out there.
Down. Yeah, when you say the platforming sucks, like it sucks, you know.
Just calm down. Yeah, you can criticize something and still love it and think it's amazing. Like games I love, I can criticize till the cows come home. Like,
people are getting so much stuff. Like someone got mad at me because I said Expedition 33 is a very, very sad game, you know, and they're like, well, why are you saying it like that? And I'm like, Nier Automata is literally my favorite video game story of all time. That game is kind of sadder than Expedition 33, you know, or like just as sad, and it's like just as depressing and dark, you know, but I still love that game. You know, just because I'm calling it sad doesn't mean it's fucking that I'm calling it bad. Like, fucking calm down, Jesus Christ. Talk normal about stories for fuck's sake. You know.
And I just want to say, we know most people listening and everyone out there. Most people are so chill about this kind of stuff. Yeah, everyone is understanding. It's just a couple weirdos out there. That's about all. But like I said, every fandom kind of has that as well. But Expedition 33 is just the talk of the town right now.
It sure is. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me for right now. Gene, let's move on to you. What have you been playing?
Yeah, still play Expedition. Not a lot to say right there, other than I actually started a new run as opposed to a New Game Plus because I was actually getting kind of bored of New Game Plus. Sure. I love the systems, but there is a limit. Once you break the systems, there is not much else you can do, honestly.
Sure.
You know, in terms of like, oh, is this build quality? Blah blah blah. Like that's where Expedition kind of falls short. And it's super fun, but it's like. Once you get to the end, you realize, oh, it's not actually as deep as a Persona or a Metaphor or a Xenoblade, you know, because there is only so much you can do with the builds up to a certain point, you know.
Right.
Because again, my characters are all chock full of Lumina. They have so many ability points. They can pretty much equip everything, right? And why wouldn't I just equip everything?
Yeah, why not? That's what you're supposed to.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
But there's a limit to like how much fun I can have with that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, because you've played the game for a long time.
Yeah, over like 150 hours by now at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like I got everything I need in the game in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The other game I played, and I can talk about it finally now, is Doom: The Dark Ages.
Yeah. What did you think?
I really, really enjoyed it. I liked it, and I'm actually going to be on Defining Duke this week to talk about it.
Sweet.
A little, because Maddie didn't have so much of a fun time with it. I had a much more fun time with it.
Yeah,
Maddie liked
it. Yeah, he liked it. Yeah, he said it was good.
He said it was good. I thought it was very good. I don't think it's great. Here's the thing. I like everyone keeps saying, "Oh, this is like Doom that's slower," and it's I guess it's like slower on a minute-to-minute basis. But like I've described this game as first-person Devil May Cry, because the shield is the thing that changes the whole battle dynamics. If you recall in Doom Eternal, the way you can get ammo back is you have to do the flame belch. You have to do the flamethrower to burn the enemies. And then they'll be dropping armor, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think it's armor.
Armor, yeah. I'm sorry. The chainsaw is ammo, right? So you got a chainsaw, and you got to manage the fuel for the chainsaw to get ammo. You got to burn the enemies for, and I'm doing this like move. Flaming, it's just flaming, the flaming belch, So you do the flaming belch to get armor back and everything like that. And all that is removed and attached to the shield and the melee system. If you want to heal, then you have to melee. If you want to like do other stuff, then you do a shield. And all the speed is now relying on the shield. So that's why, like, when I say the game is moving faster than sometimes, it's because like I'm shield charging all over the place.
Okay.
Like Dante from Devil May Cry. Like I see an enemy, and I just go whoop. I just like
your stinger.
Them. Yeah, it's a stinger. It's a stinger. I just go out right up in their face, bash their face with a shield, and I either punch them in the face or shoot them with a shotgun. I love that. I love doing that over and over again. It's so fun, and it feels really good. Like guys like the Ackman, and I love the Ackman. I'm not talking shit about him, but he says like, I miss the glory kills, and it's like, yeah, I do miss like the moment to moment glory kills. You can't really do that anymore. When they're like flashing, when they're weak, instead of a glory kill, you do like a melee punch or a like melee kick or a shield bash or whatever like that. Yeah. As opposed to like ripping and tearing them apart, right? You can jump on them and do a melee kill, and that's when you like do a special shield like glory kill or whatever.
Cool.
And there are larger enemies that you can still do glory kills on too as well, like kind of like mini bosses or whatever. But I really enjoyed that because I like the tactile feel of like melee comboing and stuff like that. And it's different, It definitely feels different from Doom Eternal and Doom in that regard, in terms of like you're really getting into the faces of the enemies, and the fights really feel like a scrap. You really feel like you're in the Waffle House, just like trying to like trying to just get a hit in or whatever, as they're like trying to shoot you and like smack you as well, There's a parry system. Every game has a parry system now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that even though Doom is a more hardcore game, like action game, than Expedition 33, the parry window is so much more generous than Expedition 33.
Yeah, that's what Maddie was saying. He said it's incredibly easy to do.
Very, very easy to do. You have like a whole like 30 frames of window time to just parry. Like you can just see the bullet coming and like, all right, time to parry. You have that. You can think that and probably say that in enough time to just parry and lift your shield up. It feels great all the time, and it's funny that it felt like they nerfed the parry window for FPS bros who aren't used to parrying at all.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, when you think about it, first person, like Call of Duty bros, like they don't parry, they don't do that, No. So it's all about twitch aiming, and trigger fingers. So, but the parry always feels good, to me like I know Maddie always talk about like stand and fight and stuff like that. And a lot of other reviews do that, but it's like, I wasn't standing and fighting the whole time. I was rushing and charging and punching, like, I don't know what people are talking about standing and fighting. Why are you turtling behind a shield? You should be running up to these people's faces and punching them and shooting them with a shotgun or your skull gun or whatever you got, it feels like this game is all about just being in their faces or whatever, which is like, again, a different version of kind of engaging in glory kills, which is like a one-hit kill,
Yeah.
There are the dragon levels, which I really enjoyed. Some reviewers didn't. I enjoyed part of it because I like the dragon chases. You can actually get into like high speed like chases through like city canyons and everything like that, and it feels really really cool. And I'm always talking about how much I miss Star Fox, and it kind of felt like Star Fox to me. Playing Doom this way. There's a whole dodge mechanic with the dragons that does kind of suck though. It just kind of like it's kind of lame and feels kind of stilted. So I totally understand why people felt like that stuff was kind of lame. The mech stuff, I think people are being too overly critical about because it's just rock'em sock'em robots and it feels good.
Yeah.
Like people are like, well, it's very simple. I was like, yeah, it should be simple. This is Doom.
Yeah.
It should just be like, oh, you punch and it feels good. Boom. I think the biggest criticism I might have is one, the music is not nearly as good.
Yeah.
Look, Finishing Move is a production studio, and they do games. They just do they're just like contractors for hire. They're session musicians basically. They did the soundtrack for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then so now they have to lock in for super metal Doom, and they do a good job. These are decent metal tracks, Unfortunately, like the audio mixing sucks. Like the music is so low that I had to drop the regular game volume and gun volumes and everything else happening in the game to 55%.
Wow.
While the music was to 100% just for the game to sound like normal. The songs also take fucking forever to start up. Like you're in a fight and like, oh my god, you're fighting and you're not really even paying attention to music. And then like the last 5 seconds to the 10 seconds of the fight, the drummer starts waking up and goes, and then like the riffs start hitting, like, and you're like, okay, now the music is hitting, and then the fight's over, and then the music goes, and it's over. And it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this pacing with this music? Like it's
cool
so
10-second song.
Yeah, like the song barely starts going, and like right when I finish coming, like in the action, there's like the music just comes like along like with the climax of battle, and once it's over, it's like, okay, well, we're done now, and it's like you don't even give me any post-end clarity or anything like that. It's like, so the audio mixing is really bad. I went back to Doom 2016 Internal, and I can talk a little bit about that because I've just been playing a lot of Doom because of Dark Ages.
You're in the Doom mood. I noticed you do that a lot when you play something. You like get in a mood with a franchise and
I love it.
Dig deep into the franchise.
Yeah, I love when you just want to go back to older games. Then when you play Doom 2016, when you do a glory kill, the music stops. Like the beat drop will be in time with your
kill.
With your kill, Doom Eternal doesn't really do that, but Eternal is still going crazy with the Mick Gordon music and the Andrew Holster. I'm forgetting his last name, but Holster music or whatever, and it's just a lot better, and it's just a lot more heavier, and it's funkier. That's the thing about Mick Gordon's sound is that when you hear Finishing Moves riffs, like they're very like it's like all over the place, going up and down the scales of like the notes and everything. It sounds very skillful. There's a lot of solos, right? But it's very conventional metal. Whereas Mick Gordon, BFG Division, the iconic song from Doom 2016, it's just one string just being pulled up and down,
Yeah.
But he makes it sound like he makes it sound insane, That's why he's dubbed now Argent Metal. He made a whole new sound of metal through that. So it really is like a huge step down in terms of the music and the audio mixing as well. Also, the story fucking sucks. Like
that's what I heard. Yeah,
it's so stupid. And like that's why I docked the game, because like you hear game director Hugo Martin, he's like, oh, narrative is like one of the 3 pillars of Doom: The Dark Ages. It's like, oh yeah, really? Because okay, well, it sucks. It's there's some good hype moments for the Doomslayer. That's what's important, right? Like when the Doomslayer is about to do something, or when he does something, or when other characters are talking about him, like you get excited for that. They know how to do those hype moments, and they build those up well. But everything else surrounding the circumstances of why the Doomslayer is fighting Hell, and like why Hell is even fighting, and the politics of the Night Sentinels versus the Prince of Hell and everything like that, all this shit's fucking boring and shitty, and like like it's just like faux Warhammer. Like it's very like it's trying to be Warhammer, but it's not nearly as good or dramatic, you know. So it's just not as fun, you know. But some of the scenarios that Doomslayer gets into is really fun too.
Cool.
So
very nice.
You know, but I think it's a proper Doom game. I think it's closer to, you know, I've been playing Doom since 1993. I played it way back in the day when it was just shareware. You know, it was like a drug that you got, you know, in your computer.
It hands you a floppy disk.
Yeah. Like I got it from a friend's house, and he was like, "Dude, check this out, man. You know, go home and put it in your computer and call me on the landline and let me know what you think." You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it felt like I was getting a drug from somebody, and it was so cool. So if anything, this feels a lot more like the original Doom, where it's a lot of like, you know, strafing and shooting, and like the vibes are very different because the level, that's another critique that I have, is that the level design is pretty boring, honestly. I like the Quake vibes. I like the dark gothic vibes, but like it kind of just stays there for the most part. It doesn't, like, you go to hell and then you go back to dark gothic castle vibes, and it's a little boring. You know,
sure.
Again, I'm playing Doom Eternal, you know, and I know that I've probably said things about Doom Eternal where it's like, oh, I just don't like the resource management or like that. I kind of apologize to Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah, Doom Eternal's great. I love Doom Eternal.
It's fucking great, dude. Like once I let go of like, oh, I'm trying to like criticize the game, and like, oh, the combat loop isn't as good or whatever, or it's like not as much you know, player expression, which I do agree with, you know. I do say that, but when I'm like locked into Doom Eternal, like it's like, you know, like, look, as a former user of cocaine, like it really is like being on coke, you know.
Yeah.
Like it truly does feel like you're on coke. You're like, oh my god, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that.
Yeah, it's like taking an adrenaline shot.
Yeah, it feels fucking great, you know. But the other thing about Doom Eternal is that it's so colorful, you know. The levels are so colorful. There's so much humor and vibrancy to the world that Dark Ages is very dark and gray. You know, it feels very much like a 360 game in that regard. You know, yeah, I think that's pretty much cool. Criticism I have about Dark Ages. I think. Yeah. Otherwise, and also some of the levels are just really long. If you are the kind of person that likes to like finish all the secrets in one go, like Colin is, like I feel like Colin might have a bad time with this game because like you just get stuck in like one level for like an hour and a half, like trying to find all the secrets, and it gets kind of annoying, and the levels are so large that the game ends up being Doomslayer, just kind of running around over nothing for a while, like because you killed everybody, you know. And then so like this game is like trying to like give you the sense of like, oh, you're in a battlefield, you know, the Doomslayer is in a battlefield. It's war down here in hell or heaven or whatever the fuck we are, you know. But not really though, because once you beat the stage, everyone's just dead. And then if you try to find the last gold piece or whatever, because like there's a whole upgrade system, there's a whole shop that you can buy. You have to collect gold, and you have to buy like, you have to get like race stones for like the biggest upgrades. So you're running around the level trying to get all these upgrades, and by the end of the level, you're like running around 15 minutes and you haven't fought another thing at all because you killed everything else. So like that could kill the pace. That didn't do it for me because I didn't play the game that way. I just beat the level. Once I beat the level, I would just get upgrades as I saw them, you know. Yeah. And I pretty much upgraded everything I wanted to. I upgraded all the shotguns and the plasma shields or the plasma gun and everything like that. Oh, that's another thing about the shield though, is that it has like no cooldown on the shield throw. You can just keep throwing the shield.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, and it's super strong, and it only gets stronger where it like all like the fodder enemies are basically gone as soon as you throw it. You know. Wow. And there's like metal shields that each of the enemies have, and you can heat those up with like bullets. And once they're orange, you can just pop like a shield throw. And then like if there's like a line, like a whole legion of shielded warriors, just hit one shield like that's red, and then like it'll just pop the whole legion up. That always feels so good.
Yeah, that's cool. You know?
So like the visual and audio feedback of this game is just excellent. So yeah, if you just want to play a new Doom game, this is another Doom game. It's awesome. But
yeah, that's
I do wish that they kind of stepped it up a little bit more. Like, do you remember in like even in Doom Eternal, but even way back in Doom 1993, like there's a room where you find like cyber demons fighting like pinkies or whatever like that, and you're like, oh my god, this is like it's what's called monster infighting, you know? Where it's like you're in the middle of a war, you know? And that's what Halo 2 did too, right? And even Halo 3, you know? And for some reason, that's missing in the Dark Ages. Like, there's just like no fights at all happening anywhere, which is strange because you're supposed to be on one side of the Night Sentinels, right? And then the Night Sentinels don't do anything. They're like, "Oh, send in the Slayer," and then you just do everything on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
So there's like no real sense of like, "Oh, I'm really part of like a pitched battle."
This group, yeah.
It's just like, or part of a group, or like I'm on a side. I'm just cleaning up this map, basically, Yeah. So it kind of feels like a little limp, and it's like, like if you really wanted to push the storytelling forward, then you could have done more with something like that, as opposed to just like more cutscenes of Doomslayer look like aura farming, as the kids say,
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it doesn't really take Doom to the next level, So this is just another Doom game. It's excellent, but don't come into it expecting something life changing like 2016 or even Eternal, if Eternal was your first time,
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's about it, though. Yeah, and I've been playing a lot of Doom 2016 and Eternal, and I've gained a deeper appreciation for Eternal, because I only really beat it once, and I beat it again recently, and I was like, man, that was such a good time. That was so fucking fun. It was just so much shit goes on in that game, and the story is like stupid as hell too in Eternal, but like kind of stupid in a way that it's just bonkers and batshit that I kind of respect it. And Dark Ages is very safe. It's very like, you gotta stop. You gotta help the Night Sentinels. And oh my God, something's wrong with the Night Sentinels. Can we trust them? Like, it's very serious too. And it's like, it's not nearly as fun,
Yeah.
And then they take like in 2016, like Doom storytelling was all in the first person. Whereas in Eternal and Dark Ages, like you see Doom Slayer
cutscenes, with him in it.
Mm-hmm. That kind of just takes you out. And there's like jump cuts to like hell. There's like this is not a spoiler, but it happens like right after the first level. But like like after you beat the first level, it's like meanwhile in hell, And then there's like a whole fucking there's a whole fucking Zoom conference call in hell, and they're like,
that's funny,
hatching all these plans and everything like that. And it's like, it's not that interesting or cool, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Micah, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so I won't say too much. I've been playing Expedition 33, still loving it. I had a moment where I thought maybe I wasn't going to be able to be, good enough to finish it because they introduced a different like dodge mechanic, and I was like, ah, shit. And like I'm flat out honest with you, I'm not very good at this new one. But it's one of those things of like, well, so long as you keep your revives stocked, I'm fine. They might knock me out and I just revive that character and it's good to go. So still to say, for anyone who's intimidated by this game, I'm having a great time with it. I don't think it's incredibly difficult. For the sections like in battle where it's like, yeah, I might get knocked down, but if you continue upgrading your revives and your skills, for example, to revive other players on your healers and stuff like that, you're going to be fine. You just got to play smart. If you're like me, and you're not very good at parrying, you just have to play deliberately and play, smartly, and you're going to be okay. Just treat it like a more traditional turn-based game where you're really plotting out your next move and like what you're going to do. And also just, level grinding. I haven't had to spend a ton of time leveling up, but the game certainly gives you plenty of enemies to do so. I like the fact that if you stop at one of the little rest areas and like refill your health, it restocks the enemies in the area. You might not like that if you wanted to like run around and explore, but it's not much of an exploring type game. There's stuff to find in the world, but your primary goal when you're bebopping around is to go fight enemies. So it's very convenient. Like, I noticed there was one grouping of enemies that was giving me an insane amount of XP. So I would fight them, and then like 30 feet away was a little save area. So I'd fight them, go save, they respawn. I did that a couple times, leveled up a bunch. It's like stuff like that makes this much more approachable if you're like me and struggling with the timing of the parries. I still hardly ever parry anything. I'm mostly just dodging, and I'm having a fantastic time. So for anyone who's still feeling like, oh, I don't know if this is for me, I highly recommend trying it. Because I really do think that so long as you enjoy turn-based games, I think you're going to have fun with this.
Yeah. I always forget the dodge mechanic exists. And I've been kind of like I would I would overstress myself by trying to parry everything, and it's like, oh, I should just dodge and just like not die.
Sure.
I should say that,
because it is so it's like there's dodge, there's parry, and then there's the jump mechanic where it's like, oh my god, sometimes you have to jump out of the way, and because there was one enemy where I could parry like the first 2 hits of their combo, but the third hit I could never get right. And I finally Googled it, like, why can't I beat this guy? And it's like, oh, the third hit you have to jump. And I was like, god damn it, because I just wouldn't have thought to do that.
It's like
right?
That yellow flash or whatever.
It's a weird little symbol that they show up.
Yeah, and it's just like,
yes, you read that tutorial. You're not allowed to like leave the manor until you learn how to jump in the game. So
right, and like you do it once, and it's like okay, and then it's kind of like when you're actually out and doing it in the fights, it's like, oh, okay. It's like Tosh.0. If anyone remember, I was a huge fan of that show. He would have his outfits be a theme every season, and one of them was the season of subtle differences. And so essentially the whole season he's wearing the same outfit, but just ever so slightly different. That's kind of how I felt about figuring out when to jump, because like, oh, now I see it, but I was like, there's so much going on. You're trying to look at the enemies as they telegraph their movements, and it's like, oh, I completely missed that this was the signal to do that, right? Well, but it's approachable. It's still very approachable for someone like me, and I'm having a great time with it. I like the story so far. I'm feeling like I could beat it maybe this week. I don't know exactly how far I am, because for once I actually am not looking at like a list of like chapters type thing to try and get a gauge, because I'm just enjoying it, and I'm not in a rush for the experience to end. But yeah, I'm plugging away at it and having a great time.
Cool. Very nice.
I will also just note, it'll probably be sold out by the time people hear this, but in regards to physical game sales, Lunar Remastered Collection for Switch was posted again on Amazon this afternoon. It sold out in like 20 minutes, and then I checked later, and it is right now back in stock. So just another, as we were just talking earlier about physical games, oh, it's gone again. So it might come back. It seems like they're just kind of like, maybe they're releasing a little bit at a time to try and combat scalpers. I don't know, but it was up, like Wario64 tweeted it. 20 minutes later, it was gone. 10 minutes later, it was back. Now it's gone again. So by the time listeners hear this, she may very well be fully sold out. But if you're still on the hunt for Lunar Remastered for Switch, they are restocking Amazon as promised.
Okay. Yes. Keep an update, or keep an eye out for that, I should say, if you're interested. Very nice. All right. Let's move on to something else right here. Switch 2, or we got a Switch TOS update night. This is going to tie into Switch 2 and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to read this from IGN. Nintendo has tightened their user agreement, revising the terms and conditions with a tougher stance on players who hack their Switch console, run emulators, or any other such unauthorized use. As spotted by GameFile, emails have gone out to players confirming the company has, quote, updated the Nintendo account agreement and the Nintendo account privacy policy. The new rules are superseding all previous versions and applying to all existing new Nintendo account users as of May 7th. According to GameFile's report, there's also been around 100 changes between the existing agreement and the revised one. So let me just read some of this, what was in here. Without limitations, you agree that you may not A, publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer to sale, or create derivative works of any portion of the Nintendo account service. B, bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with, or otherwise circumvent any of the functions or protections of the Nintendo account service, including through the use of any hardware or software that would cause a Nintendo account service to operate other than in accordance with the documentation and the intended use. See, okay, this is just a lot, so I'm just going to break this down. Basically now, if you do any of this kind of stuff, they just add in more stuff in there, and essentially they're adding this kind of term into it now. If you do any of this, they can essentially brick your system. So another step forward for any of their kind of stuff right there. And a lot of people are very worried about this stuff. I'm going to read a couple things from some of our listeners right here. This is from Michael Lady. Gotta love Nintendo's contribution to the industry. They normalized building consoles with terrible controllers, encouraging you to spend an extra $80 for a pro controller. They normalized analog stick drift. They normalized the $80 price tag. And now they're updated their terms of service to give themselves the power to remotely brick your console if they suspect you're running pirated games on it. Yeah, not just ban your account, brick the whole thing, and they want to normalize that too. I've never ever considered jailbreaking my Switch 2, but I'm not going to agree to this terms of service that gives them the kind of power that isn't China. This isn't China. I'm officially sick of Nintendo, and I'm done supporting them. I'm canceling my pre-order, and I'll emulate the crap out of the Switch 2 once modders catch up.
This is how you know that gamers don't actually like have real struggles when they want to equate like I can't play my games when mod my games. This isn't China. This is an authoritarian government.
This is my Holocaust.
Yeah, this is my slavery. Oh my god,
my slavery.
Jesus Christ, guys, come on.
And we got Derek.
That said, I understand your frustration, but
sure,
let's calm it down to hyperbole, man. You sound like a dork,
Derek B. wrote in, with a new updated Nintendo Switch end user license agreement, there are now clauses about users' inability to take Nintendo to court through a class action lawsuit or have a trial by jury. How do you feel about this? It just seems so bizarre that a company can even put this in a contract that you can't even read before purchasing the console, or that can even be done at all. Yeah, that is an interesting part. Anyone can do this.
Yeah.
And well, the thing is too, I'm an idiot. Okay, so take this with like a whole bottle of salt. My understanding though is that they can put things in the EULA, but it can be overruled in court if the legal system decides that the company was egregious with their demands on the customer. Like, for example, they cannot blatantly like misrepresent the product and then put in the EULA, oh, you can't sue us. If they are actively defrauding customers, it doesn't matter that they put you can't sue them. That doesn't hold up in court. To my understanding, you can't put "we're allowed to murder your mom" in the EULA and say, "Well, you signed it." There are limitations to what you are allowed to put in the end user license agreement and what the court will actually uphold. Courts will absolutely overrule a license agreement that is predatory to consumers or that actively defrauds consumers because the company is falsely advertising their product. So just in regards to like that last write-in, like how can they get away with this? The reality though is like they can put that you can't sue them, but if they did do something genuinely wrong, a court is not going to uphold that. That's just not how it works.
Have you guys seen that South Park where the Apple terms of service, Kyle
the human
signs it and he gets the human centipede? Yeah.
He's like, what, you didn't read it?
Yeah, you didn't read the Apple terms of service? Yeah, even Butters read it.
Yeah, reading through it. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's the whole point. I mean, for this is happening with Disney. There was the whole thing about that woman who horribly died because the restaurant workers, it was like a restaurant at a Disney resort and it's tangentially related to Disney. They promised her there was no peanuts in the food. It had peanuts in it. She unfortunately passed away. And then Disney, in a very bizarre move, included in like the Disney Plus end user license agreement something about not being able to sue them. And that just that's just not going to hold up. You cannot put in the Disney Plus agreement that you're never allowed to sue Disney for anything. That's just not how the world works. So these things are designed to scare consumers. Nintendo definitely wants to scare you into not touching your system.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But
absolutely.
But what's actually legal to it? They can't say you're not allowed to sue us. They just can't do that. They just can't.
I want to read this too real quick. They say they have like the rights now or in the terms of service to also like listen to your chat conversations. A lot of people do this already, but I just thought I'd throw that out there just for information's sake.
Every platform does that. PlayStation does it. Xbox does it. I guarantee you. So
yeah. So
they're listening to you on Call of Duty. They're here. They're catching every slur you. They're catching every slur you say, buddy.
Yeah. Like when I play Overwatch or something like that, it says like we may monitor your call and stuff like that. So it's just kind of what everyone does. But good to know, I guess, if you're curious about that. So those are the updated terms of service. All right, let's move on to some Capcom sales, which I'm very happy about. This is via Genki, friend of the show, on Twitter. Capcom's 10 best-selling game series. Number 1, Resident Evil, 170 million copies. Love that stuff. One of my favorite series. Happy to see it. Monster Hunter is number 2 with 120 million. Number 3 is Street Fighter with 56 million. Quite a drop right there. Mega Man is number 4. Even though Mega Man's been like gone for so long, for a new game, I mean, with 43 million. Number 5 is Devil May Cry with 33 million. Number 6 is Dead Rising, 18 million. Number 7 is Ace Attorney with 13 million. Number 8 is Dragon's Dogma with 13 million. Number 9 is Marvel vs. Capcom with 12 million. And number 10 is Onimusha with 8.7 million. How are you feeling about these as a fellow Capcom enthusiast?
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that Monster Hunter is lower
than Resident
Evil. But then Resident Evil has like 10,000 games, right? So I totally get that.
That's true.
Resident Evil is the Final Fantasy of Capcom, basically, but
yeah,
more successful.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it sounds about right. Mega Man, guys. Mega Man is your 4th best-selling series, but I mean, again, you have 10,000 Mega Man games. So.
10,000 Mega Man games, 10,000 Mega Man collections.
Yeah, Devil May Cry. There's not a lot of Devil May Cry games. That's pretty good, right?
Just 5, yeah.
But yeah, that's Dragon's Dogma didn't sell that well, I think.
Well, there's only been 2 games.
There's only been 2 games, but yeah, so it's like decent, right?
Yeah.
Onimusha, I'm actually surprised to see. That's quite a bit.
It had there was 4 mainline Onimusha games, and there was Warriors.
Yeah, these are pretty niche games
and remasters.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised to see that up there too.
Yeah.
What other series have they made that is missing? I don't know. That's a lot already. Ace Attorney, but the Ace Attorney has a lot of games too, right? So
yeah, Ace Attorney does have a lot. Dead Rising, there's 4, and they have different versions, I guess.
Yeah, and PC ports too as well. So
yeah,
no real big surprises, I think here.
Yeah.
I think people will be surprised at Street Fighter being not that high, and it's like
it's a fighting game, guys. The only thing that sells fighting game that sells the most is Smash. Is what I'm assuming. Yeah,
it's Smash and Mortal Kombat sometimes.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat sells a lot too. Yeah,
but that's about it though.
Yeah, but I'm very happy about this. Micah, anything on here that interests you? You're not really a huge Capcom person, so
I'm
not.
You don't
get Capcom. Yeah.
When you put this whole list together, there have been games over the years that I've been interested in, like the Monster Hunter series. But then I hear the way people talk about the gameplay, and I realize it's so complicated.
I don't know if it'd be for you.
I don't think it is. And it was when I was working at the IT office. One of the Monster Hunter games came out, and I was like, man, this sounds really cool. And I'm talking to a coworker about it, and he's telling me all about I was trying to beat this enemy and I had the completely wrong weapons. I had to just go back and I was like, he's getting all into it. And I just thought, man, this doesn't sound fun for me. So there have been games that I've been intrigued by. Probably the thing I would, if you were try one of these games, it'd be Ace Attorney.
Sure.
But I gotta be honest. I gotta be so honest with you. As much as I love visual novels, I don't love crime novels. I don't love solving crimes. I don't love that part of it. MEO, the Smiling Man, was a big departure in what I would normally play, but part of that was because of the slight horror element, and that's what really hooked me into it, is because I wanted to play something a little upsetting and scary. It was
a little upsetting.
but Ace Attorney, I don't know if I was are any of those scary? I don't know, but I'm less interested in it because without the horror element.
They're not scary, but they're murdery,
That's I know they're very good, but I don't love true crime to watch. The only true crime I watch on TV is because Colin puts it on, and I don't mind it. But I would never sit down and watch. No, I'm not the one who's going to sit down and watch the murderinos, as I call them. I'm a passive enjoyer of them.
You are not a white woman. You are not a white woman in this regard. Yes,
right.
White women.
No, my white half does not come out for the true crime. My sister.
Yeah. Wow.
My sister loves true crime, so that's where her white half.
Oh, that's where the G went. Okay.
The white
half. She loves the true crime. I will passively watch it. But yeah,
you got the barbecuing gene, but she got the crime gene. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't even posted about my barbecue shoes, by the way. I finally got some dedicated grilling shoes.
Damn, that's
grilling shoes? Damn.
The most like old man shoes.
That's crazy.
I love that for you.
I haven't even mentioned that.
What is a grilling shoe? It doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, I wanted something easy to take on and off because I'm going from the barbecue indoors. I got like those little sneaker mules, the sneakers with no back on them like dads wear.
Oh my God, dude.
Nice.
It was hard to find women's ones though. The big brand for men is what Merrell, I think, is like those like velvet nerd shoes that my dad wears. And I was like, well, I need like a women's version. I found a great one. They're called Easy Spirits. And I got them on Amazon. They're brown. And I've been wearing those joints. Actually, I accidentally wore them to walk the dog. They were quite comfortable. But yeah, so back to Capcom. There are things on the list that somewhat appeal to me, but generally speaking, they're not my premier developer, Yeah. I don't find much of interest for me there.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if Mike would be into like any of their games really when I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, Onimusha? No. Resident Evil? Probably no. Monster Hunter?
Yeah, Resident Evil would be a maybe if they didn't have so many puzzles. I like horror, but I don't like
Resident Evil puzzles are pretty chill though. Compared to other things.
New ones are very, very chill. They're so easy. They barely count as puzzles.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I watched Game Grumps play the one with the big lady in it. I watched them play that one.
Village.
Yeah.
I find some of them honestly just too disgusting. The one with like the swamp people, literally like that came out when my ex and I were still together. Yeah, I told him, I was like, I can't be in the room when you play this. It's disgusting. Like I can't. This game is disgusting. And so like I have a limit with horror.
Oh yeah, RE2.
as I go back and forth of like I like some things that are scary. I don't like excessive gore or gross out stuff. And I was like, you can play this when I'm at work, or I'm just gonna like go in the other room, but I cannot be around this game. It's horrifying. So that's the other portion is I find Resident Evil games. Some of them are just nasty.
Yeah,
and I'm not into that either.
RE2 I think is a good starting point for the series, honestly, because you get more of that survival horror thing. There is gore in it, but it's not like they're eating bugs and shit like in RE7, stuff like that.
Yeah, gore can be okay, like Gears of War, exploding bodies. I'm cool with that. Which one has the man that's like the Thomas the Tank Engine mod? Which one's that?
That's RE2 remake. Yeah.
All right, I'll play that one. I want that specific one.
Like those Resident Evil games are always cheap too, so you could probably pick it up honestly for like $20.
It's on Xbox.
Yeah, they did an Xbox Series X version of those.
I played it. Yeah, it's real nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they updated all of them. So,
yeah. I'll consider it. My ex one time got pulled over. He was wearing a Raccoon City PD hat, and he got pulled over, and the cop just glanced at his hat and saw it said RCPD, and he was like, "Oh, do you have family on the force?" And the thing is that he did indeed have a family member that was an officer, but he didn't know why the guy was asking. He was like, yeah. And the guy was like, all right, just really slow it down, man. This is a neighborhood. Yeah. And he let him go. And then he looked in his rearview mirror, realized he was wearing his Raccoon City Police Department hat.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Got him out of a jam.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we can get Micah to try Resident Evil 2 in the future. That's what I want.
Mayhaps.
How much is this?
Are they going to put it on Switch too?
That could easily happen. Yeah.
I got the Xbox handheld though. No, you're right. I can play it on Xbox.
You can play it on Xbox.
How long is this game?
RE2 remake? What do you think, Gene, for the first playthrough?
Like 8 hours, 10 hours.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, there's 2 campaigns.
Yeah.
They're very similar. You can just do one. You can either be Claire or Leon.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Leon.
Yeah, they're like one campaign is like 10 hours or 12 hours at the most, I think. Because you can I literally play these games in like less than an hour and a half, like 2 hours. Like they're so short.
They're great speedrun games.
Yeah, you can speedrun them in like less than 3 hours too. So they're really, really like wonderful short games.
All right, I will consider this. All right, much like I committed to Elden Ring, I am going to play that on Switch.
Yes.
All right,
yeah.
This is a soft commitment of I'll try it out. I'm going to call him Leon Draisaitl the whole time though. That's a hockey player.
Okay.
Plays for the Oilers.
By the end, you'll be calling him Leon S. Kennedy, his real name, because you'll love him so much.
Leon S. Pumpkins.
He is an iconic character. He is one of the best characters of all time, for sure.
All right, let's end.
Only good cop, basically.
Let's end the show. Well, what about Chris and Jill? They were cops. Dude,
what about fucking the Law and Order SVU lady?
Yeah, what about her? Who's that?
Best cop ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's true.
Oh my god! If you don't watch Law and Order SVU, dog, it's been on for like 30 years. So
I know. My parents watched it all the time. It was always on in the background, but I never really paid attention.
I have to just say though, one of the worst mistakes ever. My sister and I loved that show. Okay, and we'd always watch it after school. It'd be on USA Network, just like a marathon of Law and Order.
Wait, you watch Law and Order, but Ace Attorney is too much? Ace Attorney is basically like anime Law and Order. That's what it is.
I know, but I'm not doing the lawyerings. I'm not doing the investigation. I was watching, Benson and Stabler on an adventure, right? But
gotcha.
Law and Order SVU, for people unfamiliar, is a special victims unit, which is like the sexual crimes one. And one time, like, we were watching it after school, my dad, like, came and sat down with us, and he's watching it, and he's like, the show is pretty intense. And we were just like, yeah. And, like, we did not take the hint, because we're in the middle of an episode, and he, like, left.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that fucking Law and Order SVU is the best of the Law and Orders. I'll stand by that forever.
All right. Law and Order stand right here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're going to end the show with some questions from the audience. If you want to write into this show or any of our shows, go to patreon.com/laststaymedia. I post a thread for this show every Sunday calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out there if you want to write in. This is from Onyx Osprey. What up, Brick Blasters? Thrilling news. The default user icon selection on the Switch 2 will be 258 strong and now includes series such as Fire Emblem and Pokemon. My question for y'all. What is the perfect icon that you would add to represent you on Nintendo Online Service? Nothing is off the table as long as it is Nintendo related. Personally, I need a goofy frame of Link from the CDI Zelda games. All right, what icon would you pick? If you could
First of all, it's funny how the way you say emblem. Fire emblem.
Did I say
emblem going on?
Fire emblem. We're going fire emblem right here.
Fire emblem.
Yeah, my answer is very simple. Kirby Bayonetta. Come on. My Twitter icon.
The cutest. It's so cute, Gene. Like, I saw that on your profile and I was like, this is just the absolute best Kirby I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's Kirby Bayonetta. Like, please put it out so I can finally just be me on the Switch. That'd be wonderful. But for now, my avatar is actually a me that I uploaded. Me with gray hair with glasses,
Nice.
Like spreading my arms like out for a big hug,
That's jolly. Yeah. Micah, what are you picking?
I mean, right now, I'm pretty sure I have the me who has like the fists up, like don't fuck with
ready
me.
To fight.
Yeah. I love the Miis. I really do love the Miis. It's hard to move away from them. It would be something Kirby related, maybe Kirby, and he's like, you know what? I love Wispy Woods. Oh, I fucking love that fucking tree. Yeah,
that tree. Yeah.
Being that tree's ass so many times.
His angry face. He's like, give me a Wispy Woods. I love him.
Tree.
Yeah, it's because he's gotten beat up like 100 times in every Kirby game.
He's gotten his ass fucking ramshackled. Yeah, and he just keeps coming back.
I don't know. For me, it's weird. Does a third-party game count that's on Nintendo? Do you think, or is it first-party only?
I think they mostly just do first party.
I would pick a Prinny from Disgaea. That's totally me. Penguins? Yeah, they just say dude all the time. That's me. 100%. A little Prinny. Say, hey, dude. Yeah. I'd absolutely have a Prinny. Okay. This is from Jeff Bridges says, how would he say this? Vitalago, or how does he sound as the dude?
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was like, I don't know.
Vitalago, man, about. Or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Vitalago.
Vitalago, man. Lago. Whatever. Good day.
I watch that movie so much. You should watch it, Micah. I think you would love it, actually.
Is it funny? I like funny things.
It's extremely funny. It is one of the funniest. Right. It is one of the funniest movies of all time. So
okay. All right. Yeah. You put it on the list.
Good day. Yeah, he's for sure seen it.
He references it a bunch, and it's totally. I make the SpongeBob references.
It's a millennial movie.
References that,
It's very much like Colin, me, and Brad's age. Like I watched it like 100 times in college. Like I wore that VHS tape out like crazy. You know, excellent movie, especially for people who lived in or are from Southern California. It's a very like quintessential like Los Angeles movie. You know?
Los Angeles.
Well, in that case, I'll recommend Orange County, starring Jack Black. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
That's my neck of the woods.
Seen it?
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Well, yeah, it's a representative of your life.
That show Laguna Beach. Yeah, it's all very. Yeah, that's all where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. Good day.
I think MTV was gonna make a Jersey Shore version of Koreans. Like it was gonna be like Koreatown.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think there was like it was gonna be a Jersey Shore like spinoff, but it was gonna be like just a bunch of like messy, drunk, drug-addled Koreans. You know,
that's so funny. They're just going to every race that they can.
Yeah. And then they had one guy who just like had like 8-pack abs, and they were gonna call him the Situation.
Situation.
Yeah, like I'm serious. Like I heard about this, and I was
that's really funny.
I wish I was on that show.
We still have a chance. We could still pitch it to them. Like we have a willing participant right here.
Bring it back, you know.
Yeah, you can at least guest star on it or something. We can get you in there. All right. Good day, Brady, Brad, and the Punchy Bunch. How is everyone feeling about Gears of War coming to other platforms and not Switch 2 yet? Do you believe Nintendo asked Microsoft to hold back on the announcement of it coming to Switch 2 so they could announce it themselves in a direct like they did last year with the previous batch of Xbox games on their platform?
Yeah.
Or could it just be that it's not coming at all? I'll stop and let you collaborate so I can listen.
Oh, that's cute.
Stop, collaborate, and listen. Okay. I don't know if Gears of War will necessarily be coming to Switch 2, but I believe there's going to be Xbox games coming to Switch 2, and I think you're probably right. They're going to just let Nintendo announce it themselves.
Yeah, Nintendo does like to announce it themselves, and so that's why if you ask Phil about it, he'll probably be like, "Oh, well, we'll just let our partners announce it."
We value our partners, something like that.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. So yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges, I think you got it. You hit it on the head.
You knew it, Jeff. You got it.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I saw a comment of someone's last week say, "Oh, they finally read my email and they made fun of it." We're making fun of it just for goofs and gags or whatever. I don't even know which email what it was, so I apologize. We're not making fun of you. We're just making fun of your comment. So that's all. So like, even if like the guy who said this is China, this isn't China or whatever like that, I'm sure you're a really smart and awesome person.
Yeah, don't take it too seriously. We're just kind of fucking
It's just
around.
a funny comment, and we're just goofing on it. So
we're just goofing around.
Please don't take it seriously, and if you do,
don't
sorry
take
about
it seriously.
That. We definitely don't mean it that way.
We love you guys. So. Thank you for writing in.
Exactly.
But we might make fun of you every now and then. That's just what we do on this network.
It's Brad's just
everyone makes fun of us.
Yeah, you guys fucking make fun of us too. So like it's not like we're gonna punch. We're punching back. Here, punching up, baby.
My God, if I see one more Reddit post, if I see one more Reddit post about why won't Colin watch Star Wars, and it's like, have you ever considered that maybe I hate Star Wars? Have you considered for one moment that maybe it's not just Colin? Maybe I also don't like it, and I don't want to watch it for 10 hours.
I don't want that in my household.
It's like we watch TV together. It's like, why don't you watch the 30 shows I recommend? It's like maybe his wife doesn't like it either.
Micah, do you know how many write-ins I get about why Colin won't play co-op with you? And I'm just like, dude, they've talked about this so much. I'm not going to do it.
There were people who were like, they need to play Split Fiction. It's like, well, I don't want to play Split Fiction. It's a platformer. Yeah. It's like, I don't like this, actually.
Maybe you'll play Gears of War.
It is a very hardcore platformer, yes.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'll play Overcooked all day, but I don't want to play
challenging
that. I'll play A Way Out.
Too. Yeah, so. Yeah, why won't Colin play Souls?
We're gonna play Gears together.
Yeah, there you go.
Play that. I'm gonna try and get them online.
All it takes is you guys just have to have your ecosystems to play on your systems, and you're good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's crossplay, so
exactly. So it works out. Okay, this is from Nevitz. Hey, Wrecking Crew.
Nevitz.
Is there a repeating element in a game series that you don't mind every time it shows up, like the green or like the tree from Kirby that we just talked about recently, Green Hill Zone in Sonic, A Link to the Past map design, etc. Enjoy the summer heat.
Doom.
I mean, beating up that tree is fun. Yeah. Doom. Going to hell.
Going to hell, oh my god, we're back in hell again.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, you go to hell in the Dark Ages too. Yeah. It's still a Doom game. That happens. Most of the game even just takes place in...
I think you go to hell in pretty much every Doom game that I can think of, except one off the top of my head. I don't think you go to hell in 1. Or do you in 2 as well? Maybe you don't in 2. 2's hell on earth. Maybe
2 is hell on earth, yeah.
Right,
and then you have to kill the Icon of Sin.
So it's 3 then, I guess, or whatever other games are. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Micah, what about you? Anything repeating things in games you like this?
Well, yeah, as I've gotten into the Zelda games, I find it very charming when it's like, oh, this guy's back, like Dampy, for example, who I don't really like. But it's charming that it's like, oh, and he's back. He's the Gravedigger guy in a different world and slightly different. I find that charming. I do. So, because at first I was like, seems a little cheap. It's like this kind of the same. But then you're like, yeah, there he is. He's back. So they add in enough new stuff. And then it's a nice little bit of comfort food to see a familiar face again. And yeah, Kirby, same deal with fucking Wispy Woods. And it's like, yeah, I'll beat you up again, you old bitch. So I like that type of stuff. I'm trying to think. I mean, a lot of the games I play that are like a series, you do just kind of like Gears of War. And it's like, yeah, dog, bring back General Ram. Okay. Like bring him back.
Yeah,
I'll fight that dude 100 times.
Yeah, like a half robot now. There you go. He's alive.
Yeah, he's still like the only good villain from Gears of War, to be quite honest, other than the Queen, I guess, right? But it's like
there's not much else going on in there. So
but General Ram kills the Korean guy, at the beginning.
Yeah,
spoiler alert for fucking Gears of War 1 in the first act, I guess. But
it's like the basis of the whole game. So I think it's fine. But yeah, I like the stuff like that. Bring it all back. Bring it all back. But just sell me the same game over again. That's what half these companies do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would play Fight Against Cyborg, General Ram. I wish more games would repeat elements, Like why the fuck aren't we still fighting Cyber Hitler in Wolfenstein? Yeah, you got to make up all these other Nazis to fight,
Yeah. Well, I think you did in one of the newer ones, right?
No, not at all.
Huh.
They've been building up to it, which is why Indiana Jones fucking pissed me off, because it's
okay.
It's like you're wasting this team's effort from not making Cyber Hitler again.
I liked Indiana Jones. That was fun.
Do you fight Hitler in it?
No, you fight Nazis, but not Hitler.
Yeah, but Hitler though, you want to fight Hitler.
All right.
That Kanye song. Oh my god, dude! Have you guys heard that Kanye song?
No.
Oh my god. Have you seen the ukulele version of it?
Yes, of course. I tweeted it and I untweeted it because I was just like, I don't want anyone, I don't want anyone in my mentions talking about this. Actually,
it's one of
you're
the
asking
funniest,
for trouble.
Oh my god, Brad! It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I won't lie. I've sent Collins the voice memos just to randomly he'll open up his phone and that's playing. It's fucking. I mean, what else? What can we do but laugh at it?
Yeah,
what am I supposed to do at this?
It is
it's
objectively
absurd.
Extremely funny. It is extremely funny.
And I can't lie and say it's not catchy either. Like
it's catchy as hell. That like that's the thing. You watch the YouTube reactions of like old hip hop heads, and they're like fighting to like not bop their head. They're like, why am I bopping my head to this? This is so stupid. Like. And then there's one guy in Germany who's black. And he's like actually like dancing along to it. He's like, wait, I can't do this. I'm actually gonna get arrested in my country.
Dude, like some of the reaction videos have been hysterical because there's one guy who he's like, oh no, and then like the chorus pops in, he's like, oh no, and he like stops the whole thing because he's like, I can't make what I'm supposed to do with this now. It's hysterical. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
seen people be like,
I just see people be like, you shouldn't even listen to it, and I'm like, I don't know, it's really funny. It's just really fucking funny.
That's why I tweeted. I was like, Grand Theft Auto 6 is not gonna be crazier than this. I'm sorry. Like,
no,
there is no writer in the world that could be like, what if the most popular generational black talent of our generation just made a song called praising Hitler?
I told Colin, I was like, if the writers of South Park knew 10 years ago that Kanye West was going to go this crazy, they would have gone so much harder. They went after him just because he was a weirdo and insisted he was a genius and, he's like a total egomaniac.
I know.
But I don't think they saw this coming.
No one did.
Yeah, even they did. So Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be so tame. So that's why like I'm pretty sure GTA 6 is probably going to like more earnest and less like satire because it's like I don't know
what
how much
can we satire about this? Yeah.
Yeah, what can you satire about anything that's happened in the last few years, several years actually at this point.
We got Black Hitler supporters. What else can we satire? What's left?
This is from Kazden Risk. Hey, brick suckers. The full box art for Mario Kart World was revealed, including the return of spine art, unique game-specific title art on the spine, and they showed the back of the case. What do we think? I'll punch my brick and listen. All right, so here is a picture of the box art. What are you guys thinking about this? You guys are both physical enthusiasts. I do like the new spine that you can tell it apart easier.
The new spine is nice. It's very pretty. I like it.
Yeah.
Don't like the big old red switch
at the top.
Yeah. I guess you can get I mean, there's just so much dead space there, though. Like it's just like all red at the top. Like it'd be cool if like the logo was like across, like it just said Nintendo Switch or whatever like that. It just feels like dead air up there. That's like my only issue with it. It looks like a 5-head. It's like a big old forehead.
It's the Crimson Chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Fairly Odd Parents? Was that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that show.
Yeah, that's Micah with her young millennial pop culture.
I know. If Chris was here, he would have been right on it.
Exactly. I knew what that was. I knew what it was.
You knew what it was. Yeah, I'll give you points.
Okay,
1 point to Bradendor.
Yeah, that's right. Bradendor.
What the hell?
That's funny. Micah, what do you think of the box art?
I don't hate it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The only bad thing about the current Switch 2 spines, in my opinion, is that the font is inconsistent. Some of them just use like a fucking basic ass like computer font and it's weird. And then other ones like they're just weird. So I would prefer consistency, like if they're all going to be fun would be nice. But if we're going to get a mix and some of them aren't fun, then it's going to look bad on the shelf. So I like this. I think this looks really cool. I just hope everybody gets a fun cover then and that we have a little consistency.
Yeah. Okay. And final write in here is from Alvin Lopez. Hey, Fisters. Fantasy Life is right around the corner and set to release on May 21st. As a lover of the original 3DS game by Akihiro Hino, along with music from Nobuo Uematsu, it was quite the gem to discover back then, and I poured a good 120 hours into it according to my 3DS activity log. I am beyond excited for this new installment and wanted to know if you shared any interest. The game went through a bit of a rough patch and was delayed multiple times, but when they finally announced a release date, they came out swinging with cross-save/cross-play simultaneous release on console and PC, as well as early access in the form of a deluxe edition. Thoughts. PS. Sounds like a fiat. PS, for anyone interested, a few things of note. Switch 2 patch has been announced by Level 5, but no word on release date or if it'll be paid or free. An Epic Games account is needed for the cross-save feature. This is your wheelhouse, right, Micah? You like Fantasy Life?
I don't know what this is.
I thought you liked Fantasy Life.
I've never heard of it.
It's another one of those like fantasy farming bullshit things.
Like Maple Story type shit?
Not Maple, not a Korean MMO.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yes.
I thought that was like a weird Animal Crossing. Why is it called Maple Story? It sounds adorable.
Oh, this looks great. This is so cute. What the fuck?
Oh, this was on 3DS. I remember this cover.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, this is cute as fuck.
No, I'm saying like I didn't remember what it looked like though. Now that I'm looking at it, like
I might want this now.
This comes out later this month.
I might be interested. I clicked on a link for Fantasy Football by accident because I googled Fantasy Life. The top result was a Fantasy Football thing. I'm gonna leave the tab open. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the tab open. I'm gonna do some more research, but I'm not Sure. What I don't like, here's the thing. You might say, oh, Micah, you'd love this. What I don't like, though, is mixing genres like Rune Factory, and it's like you go fight monsters and you have a farm. I just want to have a farm, dude.
Okay.
Like, let me farm, brother. Like, I don't really want to do both. I'm not like some warrior farmer.
Well, what if it's like you opt into, it's not like you're sitting at your farm and you get attacked by guys or something like that. What if it's then you go to the zone, then you fight guys?
Yeah, I just don't really want to fight the guys. I just want to farm.
Okay.
Like, if I'm in those games, it's for the farm. Like, I'm going to try Harvestella, which has some action elements. And that'll be a first for me to try that out. But it is less appealing than the standard farming games.
Gotcha.
I play those because I want them to be peaceful. I play them because I love the routine, you know? So I find this looks very cute. This looks very charming. It looks like you're decorating your room in here, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't love the mixing of the, I don't love the mixing of the genres, much like in the Deep South. I don't like the mixing of the peoples. I don't really love the mixing of the genres here.
Jeez. Okay, well, Gene seemed interested in it, so
yeah,
maybe Gene will give it a spin.
Yeah, I like the art style. This looks nice and cozy, and looks like it'll be a nice, refreshing change of pace after fucking depressing ass Expedition 33 and Doom to dark ass, So,
the dark ass.
Yeah, dark ass, dark ages, Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be a nice change of pace. I'm definitely looking for something a little bit brighter and after just nonstop Expedition 33, sad French noises,
Sad French noises.
Yeah. Well.
Sad baguettes.
Yeah, sad baguettes. All right. That's it. Another episode in the books. Micah, Gene, thank you both for joining me. Appreciate it. Before we go, any final thoughts, or should we just get out of here?
For once, Bradley, I'm just going to say I'm ready to skedaddle. Okay. I got to go figure out what's for dinner.
Okay. Yeah. Next week I won't be on. I'll be out traveling, and maybe I'll have some content for you guys for the next episode because it is relevant to our podcast. But
yes,
we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see if Dustin's available.
For sure.
Maybe.
Or Gene, if you could put some sort of GoPro on Jack, and we'll just feed that in.
That'd be great.
Yeah, just watch whatever. He'll be your screen, and we'll just have him bopping around wherever he is.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Take care and goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.